how are you all doing? And we are here for week 2 of PPL Live. We've actually got 4 games for you this week and no technical difficulties, I hope. However, it's never as simple as all that. So, I shall go ahead and try and link this. Let me try and do a technology here and find the share button in YouTube so I can link this so people actually know we're live. There we go. I will put there. Hopefully that has worked. That does not look like it's worked whatsoever. Let me delete that. I need somebody else. I need help. Hang on. Well, if I go onto YouTube first and then do it, I'm a fucking genius, right? I'm just not. I'm not in any way. I'm a shambles. Hopefully people know that we're live anyway. That'll be good. But yeah, once I eventually work out how to link this fucking thing. Oh no, you have me talking twice. Maybe. Possibly. But let's link the right thing in the chats. There we go. I have successfully copied a link. Let's fucking go. Yeah, so we're here for week 2 of PPL Live. We have got 4 games. We have got I Am Destroyer versus Elfowls. We've got J Ricky versus myself. Pop versus Lars. And then finally Nova versus Ellie. We actually will have 4 games today because it won't go nearly as long as we did last week. But also, my hay fever hasn't been bad. So I shouldn't have to cancel anything. Fingers crossed. Right, anyway, let's move on to the results from last week. If you haven't seen any of the games or want to catch up on results, then just mute this, I guess, and go and do something else. Just ignore this altogether. So, yeah, here are the results from week 1. In the Hyper Voice division, Lars was able to beat Jack. If you had watched the stream last week, that game was on stream. As was Pup versus Godbear, in which Pup was able to pick up the win. Gunk beat Nova. Linz beat Shroom, and Ellie beat Daria once again on stream. Lastly, Davian was able to pick up the win against GameDex. And then in the Fire Blast division, I'm Destroyer beat Ark. Trav was able to beat myself. Gert beat Gert beat I'm just Matt. It's just Matt. Close enough, right? K-Sawn was able to beat Necro Stevo. Frito beat J Ricky, and Elfowls beat I Am Boffin. So all that does for the league table is this. I had to remove the logos because there was just not enough space, and I couldn't be bothered to do anything else other than just remove the logos. It was the easiest thing to do. And as you can see, similar to how it was in the stream, there was a lot of very, very close games. We had 5 1-0 games in the Hyper Voice division and 4 in Fire Blast. There was just like no absolute stomps. To be fair, it wasn't expected, but the games from last week on stream were really a very fair reflection of everything that happened in last week's games. So please do make sure to check out all the coaches. They are linked down below. I actually remembered this week. I'm doing the streamer thing, okay? I'm actually doing it. I'm doing okay with it. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe to anyone that you haven't already. Make sure to check out those week 1s. And, yeah, the games for this week. I shouldn't get through this too quick, because the first game is not for another 25 minutes, and none of the commentary team are here. So, unless I want to cast that one by myself, it's probably best for me to slow down a little bit. You know what? Should we go back? Let me know if you want to go back to the table, because I brushed through it quite quickly. We can always just go back and you can have a nice little gander at that. But we can also do that between games. Yeah, the games for this week, we have got Don Fanatic versus Gunk. We've got Shroom Raver versus GameDex. Lars versus Pup is happening on stream tonight. Both of them will be making their second appearance in 2 weeks. Daria is playing Linz. Nova versus Ellie, in which is Nova's stream debut and Ellie's second week. And then Davian versus Godbear. And then in Fire Blast division, I forgot about the other division, we've got Ark versus It's Just Matt. Myself versus J Ricky, which will be both of our first times on stream. Not entirely sure how that's going to go with what I'm going to do with the stream. You might just be watching it from my perspective. Then we've got Elfowls versus I'm Destroyer. Again, will be played in our first game for tonight. K-Sorn versus Gert Bilbo. Necrostevo versus Frido. And then I Am Boffin versus Travesty. So, who have you got for winning these games? Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you can hear the in-game, or you can hear the music. I mean, that's probably a better way of putting it. If you can hear the music, please let me know, because I have changed the audio setup, and it might be a bit funky to start off with. So when we get people joining the call, just let me know if everything is okay. It's held together a bit better than it did last week, at least. And yeah, if you want, we'll just go back to the league table, and you can see what happened in our week ones. It's obviously week 1, but it's only week 1 of 5, so there's only 5 games in which you have to try and make it into playoffs. Starting off your season at 0-1 is not the ideal situation. There's only 4 teams will make it into playoffs from each division. So it's very, very close immediately, just because of the restrictions that we have in terms of MA, or the regulation MA, only lasts until, I believe it's the 18th of June. So the season could only be like 8 weeks in length as a whole, like as a total, because we don't know what's happening with regulation MB, whether or not you'll be able to use the Pokemon from this regulation still in the next regulation, even just like in public, or in private battles, even not public, because no doubt there'll be a different regulation with different mons. We just need to see what's going to happen. But also, nobody wanted to redraft, and I would have quite liked it. I thought it'd be quite fun, but at the same time, we should see all of the new megas, hopefully, introduced in MB. Shroom, imagine sitting in chat but not in call. How could you? I'm just going to stop for a drink because I did not have one before the stream, which is just fantastic preparation as always. And yeah, we'll have a quick look at the games for today. In case you missed it at the start of the stream, it's going to be I'm Destroyer versus Elfowls. That one is happening at 7:30 BST / 2:30 EST. Then we got myself versus J Ricky, which is 8:30 give or take BST, and then 3:30 EST. These are all rough estimates because we probably will end up being able to finish games quicker, and we just kind of will play as soon as those games are done and everyone's ready. But then it'll be Pup versus Lars around 9:45 BST, 4:45 EST, and then Nova versus Ellie will see out the stream at around 10:30 BST, 5:30 EST. And on the commentary tonight, we will welcome back Alex, aka Onesie Bayonet. He will be doing 3 games for us. Game 1 will be commentary. The commentary team will be Ellie and Onesie. Game 2 will be Ellie and Shroom. Game 3 will be Onesie and Don Fanatic. And then Game 4, Shroom Raver and Onesie. So, yeah, we're going to have some fantastic commentary, I'm sure. If anyone was around for, like, the UPBA Monday Night Mons, 3 or 4 years ago, you'll know how good Alex and Dave's commentary, or Shroom Raver and Onesie's commentary together is. So I'm looking forward to that one. Game 4 should be an absolute banger. In fact, they all should be, apart from my own. Mine's going to be a slaughter, and not in my favour. And I believe we have a Shroom Raver.
We in fact do.
Excellent news. I love that for me.
I've made it. I'm on time.
You are the one person on time, because Ellie is in call, but in the shower.
Ah. Is that breaking T's and C's? I'm not sure.
I mean, it would be if there was any, like, if it was a live stream from the shower. I do believe that Ellie is not actually in call in the shower.
Don't think Ellie has a rain tee. Don't know what's going on there.
I mean, she does have double water type. So there is the possibility of a rain team.
So very true. I'm excited for this one. We've got some good games to go over.
We've got 3 good games, and then you got me versus Ricky, which is just going to be a 2-0 stomp for Ricky.
I mean, you say that.
I do say that, yeah.
Ricky has never played doubles, as he was quick to let everyone know in his videos going up recently. So, you know, there's a chance. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. But
the question is, will it?
Will it happen? Probably not. Because as much as Ricky has not got experience in VGC, I don't think many people here have got much experience in VGC, me being one of those. I had
That is true.
a solid winless run in the one VGC league that I did. Does that count as experience? Probably. Is it good experience? No.
Yeah, I think I managed one win in my one VGC league.
You got your
just
one.
the one win, actually.
Well, I mean, if we look at the results from last week,
Yes.
you are still looking for that second win.
We'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. It's a marathon, not a sprint, even though it's only 5 games, so ostensibly it is a sprint.
It is quite sprinty, yeah.
Not something I've habitually been good at.
I don't think I've ever known anyone say that a 5-mile run is a marathon. I mean, it is for people
For
like
me,
us.
it is. Yeah.
It sure is for us.
For us, that's several marathons bolted onto the back of it.
Also, hello Ark, how you doing? And I guess hello Shroom, how you doing?
I'm doing good, yeah. And hello indeed to Ark.
We have been
And I
joined,
believe we have a Wanzu.
blessed by the presence of Wanzu Bena, who is, I assume, finished his Chinese.
I did indeed finish my Chinese, and it was absolutely banging. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Would you like to divulge more about your Chinese? Because it does sound like it's worth listening to more.
Well, we have tried a new thing from the Chinese. A lot of people around my area, we only get like chicken fried rice and curry sauce. Now we're trying out ginger and onion chicken, and it is absolutely heavenly.
I can't say I've had that before. Though I don't think I've ever had curry and chicken rice either.
Oh, that's definitely one that you're going to need to try.
It's not so common down here. To be fair, I don't think spices haven't really made their way down here yet. So
Haven't made their way off the boat yet.
But I was saying, you two will be the commentary team for the last week. Yep, for the last game of this week, even. And it's probably the first time since UPBA, 4 years ago? 5 years, potentially? It was Gen 8, so whenever Gen 8 was.
Yeah, it's around 2021, 2020. Yeah, I think it was like mid to late 2021. It was a while ago.
God,
It was.
That's worrying how long ago that was.
Time is just flying by.
I mean, even when you think of the last time that you and I shared the mic, Alex, that was the new edition of PPL Season 1.
Oh yeah, long time ago. Back when we were doing the analyst content. Yeah, that was a time.
It was. Oh,
Is it bad that I forgot that we did that?
Makes sense.
so long ago now?
I mean, it feels like a long time ago. I can't lie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was like 3-4 years ago now. Like back when we first started to get the ability to do draft on Scarlet and Violet without it feeling like an absolute pain in the arse.
If you didn't, talking about sprint, certainly every game was a sprint at the start of start of Scarlet and Violet.
20-minute timer was such a pain.
Oh, it really was. I do enjoy how quick the VGC games are, though.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of action going on in them, and it's quite easy to keep up with things as well.
And I say, like, this is pretty much everyone, or near enough everyone's first experience of VGC, at least VGC draft, for, I want to say maybe like 80-90% of the league. So it's certainly something different, and I think it kind of adds to it that people haven't played before, so you see some things that maybe you wouldn't actually see from seasoned veterans, we'll say.
But it's nice for everyone to sort of be back on near enough level footing. It's refreshing to go into this and be like, there are no like out and out favourites right now.
Yeah, we've obviously got some people who are more versed in the world of VGC and have played more doubles, so they're a little bit more of an advantage, but they might not necessarily be as clued up with the whole draft metagame. So yeah, it does kind of even itself out quite nicely.
It does, and I mean, going into the season, I couldn't tell you who was going to win. And I know with how it's been the last few years in singles draft, of course, like there's some players who have taken to it a lot better than others, and you kind of see that and you go, okay, well, these people are the favourites. There's literally no favourites this season.
No.
None at all. That's what makes it so interesting, though.
In fact, my favourite to win it is probably just Alex. Honestly, like I've seen the mid-season pickup into a championship happen before.
Have you now?
In a 5-week season? No, I haven't.
You think I'm picking someone's team up? That's not happening.
You draft yourself, or you don't draft at all.
That's it.
But we're just having a look at the league table at the moment. There was so many close games last week. We saw 3 very, very close games happening on stream last week. It kind of just lived up to that billing with the rest of the games. I don't know how many people have watched, but I think they're all worth checking out. I should probably stream you guys that, but
yeah, I was going to say I had to head back onto the.
If you actually look at the stream, you'll be able to see it. I can only do so many things at once. I do not have the facilities for more, boss man.
Yeah, of course, doing it this stream over, watching the stream over YouTube, it's a little bit delayed, so waiting for things to pop on. But yeah, it looks like there were some really cool games. Haven't watched too many of them myself. I saw a couple on. I think it was the one game last week on stream, but yeah, it feels like from at least the feedback that I've seen from some of the coaches, these games seem a lot more fast-paced and more interesting to play, and it feels more even. Sometimes in singles draft you have a few more stomps than you used to. Like a game can just feel really one-sided, and it's like, oh well, I've prepped for this, and I've prepared, I've put a load of time and invested into this, and then it just feels like a bit of almost like a letdown. But it doesn't seem to feel as one-sided in this.
No, absolutely. And if you couldn't tell by the squeaking in the background, Toffee is very excited for these games this week. I believe he has predicted me to beat J Ricky, which is a hot take. But I also believe that he has Nova over Ellie. So it's a risky play.
It's a bold move, Con.
It really is.
It pays off for him.
Especially because Ellie is about to do their dinner, so it could end up real bad for him. But we move on to these games. Is there any games that I'm just going to put the image in in the matchup so you can see it. Any favourites do you think for these games, or what were your predictions when I eventually get round to finding where I saved it? For now, just talk amongst yourselves.
It is true. Do you want to go over like the ones we're going to show on stream, or just everything?
Just in general, we've got all of the games on this. I know certainly yourself versus Dex is a council rivalry. There's a couple actually. Necro versus Frito as well.
Yeah, it's always fun to see the council showdowns. I always look forward to playing against Dex. Top lads, it's been a difficult build. I will say that much. It has been a very difficult build against Dex. Necro versus Frito, that is going to be a fire game. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that one plays out. Another council one. There is a third council showdown. We've got Boff versus Trav.
True. Is Boff still in the council?
I don't know.
I'm asking the real questions. At least
council adjacent.
Yeah, close enough.
Council adjacent. That'll be fun. What else am I specifically looking forward to? I mean, when the matchups were put in, and we were deciding who was commentating which ones, I was immediately like, give me Ellie versus Nova. Give me that match. I want to live combat, because it's just two people, especially Nova, but also very much Ellie. You've got no concept of what they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm. Nova specifically is one of those players that you have no, like, they can just bring the most out of pocket crazy stuff that looks terrible into the matchup, and then be like, oh, it worked. So
yeah,
I have
And
no idea
I
what
should
that's
I should clarify that is not like that's a compliment over.
That is a compliment, yeah.
Yeah.
Huge compliment.
Yeah, it makes for incredibly exciting stuff. So that was always a game I was very much looking forward to. I'm excited for Daria versus Linz. That should be a pretty good one.
That one's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most this week. I think, especially after knowing their pedigree in the format, Linz especially is like, this is kind of her bread and butter. So very much, excited to see how that manages to pan out.
Yeah. I fought Linz last week. I highly recommend checking out her side of that video because, like, she told me it was nice to see like the differences between our point of views. I tried to stay sort of quite calm and about it, and then the first like 3.5 minutes of Linz's video was just this stream of consciousness of how do I deal with this? What am I going to do? Also, if he knows what I'm doing, I think he's in my walls. Yeah, very, very entertaining stuff. Looking forward to that one. Two great people. Should be putting on a good show. Yeah, it's an exciting one. That's another one, isn't it? Gunk versus Jack. That'll be interesting. Is that one of the on-screen ones today?
It's not, no. But Gunk has proven herself to be very, very good at VGC. In the recent... well, I can't remember. It was a big challenge with like 10,000 players.
Yeah, Raw VGC's tournament, which I think the one that yourself and Ellie joined as well.
Yeah, she made it far further than either Ellie or I did. Very, very came very close to making day 2. And speaking of people that made day 2, your opponent for this week, Dave, GameDex did in fact make day 2 flat.
Yes.
Looks like he got a little bit. I think he got a bit hate crimed in day 2, but I think his moniker is Mr. Can't Day 2, so it was always going to be expected, even if things were going in his favor.
I believe there was some quick claw shenanigans that were afoot.
Yeah,
something that he won't have to deal with at least.
I mean, if indeed we consider the week 2 matchup as the effective day 2, then hopefully I will be able to hate crime him also.
That is true.
There we go.
There is a strong chance that the Can't Day 2 does become Can't Week 2. So
fingers crossed for me.
Never in uncharted territory after that, from Mr. Can't Week 3, Mr. Can't Week 4. I mean, who knows what's going to happen there?
If it's the 0-5 season, then it's just can't play.
Yeah, there we go.
The C in VGC stands for can't.
Video game can't.
Yeah, true.
Change one letter in that and it's a bit suspect.
There's probably a few people who would in fact fit that, but none that I'm aware of. So I think of the people who also did very, very well in week 1. Kaysorn was able to 2-0 in his week 1 matchup. Can he make it back to back? Because Go Bilbo has got some pedigree in Draft League, at least with VGC. I know that in the one league that I did play in, he was also in the same league and did very well. So, somebody with a bit of experience, definitely going to be a tough matchup for Kaysorn, but if you 2-0 your week 1, puts you in a very good spot for the rest of the season.
Absolutely, yeah. I know Gert as well is like, he's a very methodical player as well. They're very, very capable of like just finding the win cons and really pushing home an advantage. So it's one of those players that whenever I've played Gert in the past, it's ended up being a really annoying close game, or they've just dominated me because they don't give you an inch. You have to scrap for every kind of advantage in a game versus Gert. So while Kaysorn started off well, it's going to be very tough for them week 2.
Yeah, but one of Kaysorn's great strengths is his ability to come back from the brink. I mean, we saw it in, I can't remember which PPL season it was, but he started the season 0-4, and then for the rest of the season went 5-4 and went playoffs.
Absolutely, I do remember that.
And, in a format where you can very quickly go behind after one game, maybe he has to draw on that mental strength.
That is true. It's definitely in VGC, losing that first game can be a real kind of show of mental fortitude to an extent, because you can give up after game 1 and be like, well, I'm not winning this one, I'm already down. or you can bring it back. And I think we saw quite a few reverse sweeps from last week. So,
Well, I've spoken a little bit to Dex and Trav about their experiences with VGC, and Dex himself says that one of the biggest strengths in a best of 3 format is being able to gain as much information as you can off of that first game, and spending as much time in the second game, if you are in a losing position, trying to readjust then and work out your strategy for the third one. So absolutely gaining as much information off of your first game, even if it is a losing one, is a skill that, you know, a lot of coaches in this division, in both divisions, are probably going to have to learn as they go.
Yeah, and I think even if you win your game 1, if you just kind of rest on your laurels, you'll end up losing game 2 and then potentially game 3 as well. So you've got to adapt regardless of whether you win or lose. And it's certainly something very different to singles, where you have one game plan and that game plan either succeeds or it fails. You've got to adjust in your game 2 regardless. And that, I know for me, was something that was very, very difficult. But I think we're getting relatively close to being ready for our first game. However, I believe that Ellie is still downstairs. So, if
I have a quick question before we move over to that. A very quick one. Speaking of needing mental fortitude and winning those mental battles, briefly mentioned Boff versus Trav. Does Boff bring the Rhyperior? Just for that mental war.
There's a chance. I mean, it might be enough that the logo has a Rhydon in it. That could Trav could just crumble. So,
it's possible. It is very possible. But he does have an Appleton now, so, you know.
He does have an Appleton. Speaking of crumbles.
Well played.
Very good. Hang on, I'm just going over to the live chat. There we go.
No worries.
You know what's going in that live chat. You know exactly what's going in that live chat.
That's completely fair and valid. So.
That deserves several dots.
Deserved. You earned those dots.
You're damn right I did. I worked hard on that.
We don't earn stripes here. We earn dots instead of stripes.
As it should be.
But I know this is not your matchup, Dave. But with Ellie being downstairs for now, we are kind of stalling a little bit for time because we're waiting on both coaches to be ready. We'll just go to game 1 and feel free to give your thoughts.
Will do. Okay, I haven't actually properly looked at this matchup, but so we've got Sand in versus a team with many weather pieces but no weather.
The most anti-meta weather you've ever seen in your life.
I like it. Let's see. I mean, I'm always excited to see a Mega Delphox. Who, you know, doesn't look horrible. There are a few things that really do enjoy taking on Mega Delphox on Destroyer's side. That is a regular Crabominable. Love a bit of that.
It is indeed. Under Trick Room. Well, there's not too many ways for IMD to be setting that up, so that's definitely something they'll probably have to, hard focus on if that is what they're going to be bringing.
Yeah, I can see the Sand being a part of this. I don't know whether it will come to game 1. Just wondering whether Destroyer wants to see what Elfal's immediate reaction to potential Sand is. I mean, you've got stuff like the Gambit, the Gliscor, the Conk as well. So Elfal's has got a decent little matchup into Sand on some parts.
Absolutely.
But then the problem Destroyer then faces is, with Sand being a very main mode this team might want to go, where do you go from there if it's not your go-to? Do you just try and overpower with, like, Mega Medi Tailwind? Potentially even... Is there an option for Sticky Web here? Can Destroyer make that work?
Possibly.
But then you don't want to.
But...
You don't want to Sticky Web with Gambit kicking around.
There we are. That's exactly what I was about to say. And we've got the Mega Delphox, of course, which will levitate over it. So
yeah,
only one of the 2 fastest Pokemon being that Weavile, which also has access to Ice Shard to bypass it, would even be affected by it. So could be it might be a little bit of a dangerous one to be playing with fire by clicking that sticky web. There might also be a world here where IMD goes for completely ignoring the Tyranitar Excadrill, just bringing them to see what Elfal's response is. So yeah, they could just bring it as a bluff in the 6.
Yeah, the concern I would have is if Destroyer gets a little bit too passive. Like, I understand not necessarily wanting to throw out the sand immediately, but if we see like potential like bulky setup Mega Clef with a support Whimsicott, if Elfals goes very aggressive, then they can easily get the advantage going on there. So it's going to be a fine balancing act, I think, more so from IMD than from Elfals.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, she has arrived.
Yo, she's in.
Thank you very much for filling in for me whilst I was feeding my dogs. Alex,
Of
you are the
course.
goat.
Yeah, Alex, not Dave. Not Dave at all.
Oh,
Yay!
wow, gotta go. Wow, would you look at the time? Wow, gotta go.
Wow, putting the socks in Ellie socks.
Wonderful. But yeah, good to have you in, Ellie. Looking forward to seeing how this first game goes.
Yeah, no, it should be a good laugh.
Just say, yeah, well said, Ricky. Well said.
I don't have to be Ricky. I imagine he's talking shit, and you know what? It's probably deserved.
Yep, but both of those are correct statements.
Alright, now I gotta look at stream, because now I'm curious. That's my teammate right there. Talking shit around me. Come on, man.
Things we'd love to see.
This matchup, huh? What a... You know, what about the matchups that I completely missed?
Expert
I heard
analysis.
something about sticky webs, and that was about it.
That's all you need to
Basically,
know,
that's,
really.
There's quite a few different modes that both teams can be running here. Obviously, IMD has the sand. They also have potential sticky web threats. However, doing that into a King Gambit is always risky business. So it's going to be how well IMD can sort of bluff whether they are bringing sand or not that could really determine the early parts of this game.
I will say, regardless or not, I'm rooting for Elfals because they have drafted base Chimecho.
Absolutely.
That is based as fuck. Then again, Destroyer has the crab, so I don't know who to root for.
You've got a few things to look at here. On the one hand, you've got base Chimecho, which is great. On the other hand, you have a crab and also a fridge.
You know, Dave, you bring up some great arguments. But here we are for game 1. I'm Destroyer versus Elfals, and let's just jump right into it. We see Delphox, King Gambit, Basket Legion, Klefki, Gliscor, and the Venus also, both Megas on Elfals' side, into Medicham, Whimsicott, the Sand Core, of course, Mega Clefable, and the Typhlosion. What are your thoughts, Alex?
Well, first off, it looks like obviously bringing the Tyranitar Excadrill is kind of nice into this matchup. Obviously, it hits everything except for the Gliscor neutrally with the Earthquake, of course, unless it's Mega Delphox, which you still want to be able to hit with the Tyranitar stab. However, that Mega Medicham looks like it's going to put in a little bit of work here. Basket Legion, of course, as always, looks absolutely devastating into this matchup.
Oh,
but,
yes.
I'm not really sure how IMD is going to be dealing with that. So, yeah, it's going to have to be a tough way of getting your way around that one.
I got to agree with you on that one. Last week we saw Basket Legion put in a ton of work, so maybe we'll see it again. History may repeat itself here for game 1 of Sunday Night Mons. Are we calling it Sunday Night Mons? I don't even know.
Sunday Night Showdown, let's go.
Yeah, you get it. All right, so what are we going to see off the lead here? Let's have a looky.
Giddy old man IMD.
All right, so here is the fish and the keys with the Whimsicott and Typhlosion lead. Interesting. So
Okay.
we're finding out information turn 1 here, which is pretty useful for I'm Destroyer, I would say.
Absolutely. Finding out a Choice Scarf and a Leftovers turn 1. Frisk is very useful in the doubles format, especially closed team sheet doubles format. So finding out what the items are early doors, very, very useful, as we mentioned, for game 2 and game 3. However, that Baskia Legion staring down the Hisuian Typhlosion into Tailwind combination. It's looking like IMD might have the early turn advantage here.
It's tough because obviously Destroyer has the information on the Scarf, but we could see a potential Pasho Berry Typhlosion here to tank an Equijet. Maybe we could see like a Tailwind into Shadow Ball combo into that Basket Legion slot. They are going to go for the Tailwind, but what does the Typhlosion want to do?
Ooh, we have an immediate Rain Dance response. That is huge, giving the speed advantage back to the Basket Legion, which is going to outspeed and not going to outspeed, actually. No, that is... I am baffled. That must be a Choice Scarf Typhlosion as well.
Lead with the... It must be adaptability Basket Legion with Choice Scarf.
Oh, that is crazy. I saw the Rain Dance go up.
Tailwind is 2 priority, and Swizzle is both 2 priority. So yeah, it has to have been Choice Scarf Rain Dance, right? Or Choice Scarf was adaptability.
Absolutely, and that again is more information that IMD is... Say that again, sorry?
Yeah, Typhlosion is quicker than Tailwind. Yeah. Thank you, Jack.
We're having a bit of a brain fire.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you muted on stream? Is it just... Okay, well, all right. Well, here comes Supreme Overlord King Gambit, and that has completely put a wrench in Elfau's plan. Obviously, they knew the Typhlosion is potentially Choice Scarf since they outspeed the Basket Legion. So King Gambit seems pretty safe in front of these two.
Absolutely, yes. Locked into Shadow Ball potentially. However, we don't know the full sets. We don't know all the information. All we know is that Basket Legion is Choice Scarfed. So, yeah, I imagine that is probably a Choice Scarf into Shadow Ball Typhlosion. Whimsicott here looking like a little bit of a passive balloon in front of this King Gambit. Can't really do anything to it. So, we're probably going to see some kind of a swap out here. But this King Gambit is going to claim, I would imagine. So, we're going to see the swap out here on the Typhlosion into Reptar the Tyranitar.
In comes.
Getting the sand up.
Setting up that sand. Oh, the prediction with the T-Wave 2 absolutely productificated. Moonblast is going to come out into the King Gambit and do a clean 40%. No special attack drop, so no... It doesn't matter because it's not Defiant. So, wouldn't have mattered, but here comes the Slash. But the anti-synergy here with the sand being set up, of course, that's going to KO the Whimsicott and negate that Focus Sash, essentially. So... Is that something you really wanted? Like, did Destroyer want it to go down that turn, maybe? And now he can just safely go into his Excadrill here, you'd imagine.
Absolutely. It's looking like they have the advantage now from the Switch initiative. It might be down 3-3, but we're going to see Bam Bam the Medicham come in here.
Bam Bam the Medicham. Love
Wham
that.
Bam. Thank you, ma'am. This Medicham looking like it's going to put out big damage onto Elfal's team now.
Absolutely. Even with a Triple Berry, this Gambit, I don't think we'll live a single hit from this Mega Medicham. With the Pure Power, of course, it's going to hit like a truck. Klefki, not sure what options we'll see come out here from Klefki's side here. But with the Tailwind still up, this Mega Medicham is looking like one hell of a threat.
Absolutely. Now, we might see some Thunderwave shenanigans to try and slow Medicham down, but it could be anything here. It's looking tough now. We're going to see the Mega Medicham show up.
It's so hard to say, right?
It's surprisingly difficult as a tongue twister, but yes, it Mega Evolves now, getting the extra 20 base speed in the Tailwind. As Asgore, the King Gambit, gets that Protect off, trying to dodge any kind of potential fighting move.
It's actually going to be the Fake Out we see into the Klefki slot. Interesting play. Maybe anticipating a swap out for the King Gambit slot. As we go for Tita goes also doubles into the Gambit slot. So good value from the Protect there from King Gambit.
Absolutely, very, very nice Protect there on King Gambit, protecting itself for another turn.
So there's one more turn of Tailwind, and I mean, I don't see it, depending on if Gliscor, whether or not is in the back, I'm not seeing very many things that want to really appreciate a potential close combat from this Megacham.
No, absolutely not. The only thing that would be a potentially fat Venusaur or the Gliscor, but either one are not going to appreciate any of the coverage moves that come with it. Mega Medicham, of course, does have Stab Psychic, but Klefki is going to go for the Reflect here to halve any kind of physical damage here. A Sucker Punch going out onto the Mega Medicham. I still can't say it.
Gambit's going to go down through that Reflect, of course. There is no saving that Mon. Quad weak to the fighting move coming out, obviously. Reflect is here to stay, though, so depending on what's on the back... Oh, DD has been set up,
Wonderful
so Destroyer is now...
Dragon Dance.
Is going to go sicko mode. But that Reflect is going to negate some of that damage now coming out from both these physical attackers here.
Absolutely. IMD's looking absolutely in the driving seat now.
It's a 3v2 as Venusaur is going to come out, the final Mon revealed on Alphau's side.
Yeah, Venusaur might have been one of the only Mons that could potentially have taken a fighting attack from the Medicham, but now bringing it out in front of Medicham, as it could just click that Zen Headbutt or Psycho Cut, whichever it is it gets now. That's going to absolutely hurt.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to appreciate it, that's for sure. But the Tailwind coming down, depending on its investment, maybe we'll see the fastest Klefki in the West. I don't think so. I think Alphau's might be a little cooked. Dragon Dance T-Tar is up as well, so it's going to be a struggle for sure.
You're going to see the Mega here trying to take a hit, any hit. If you are able to take this, I'll be very impressed. Getting that big chunky boost to its defenses, but it's going to go for the Protect here, trying to stall out the sand potentially for another turn. As we see a crunch coming out from the Tyranitar into the Venusaur slot. The double target!
Fantastic Protect from Alphau's there. And Gleam, is it going to pick up the Medicham? Yes, it is.
Brilliant play.
Gigantic threat. And all of a sudden, this Venusaur is looking quite tough to take down.
Absolutely. That Protect, drawing in both of the attacks, managing to deflect them both off, while Klefki is able to finish off that Medicham. Wonderful play, but Samuel the Unrivaled, the Hisuian Typhlosion, comes back out now.
I can't believe they frisked the Venusaur right. Unbelievable, Jeff.
Would never have known. Incredible information being gathered here.
My goodness. With the Thick Fat ability, obviously that's going to negate the super effective damage from this incoming potential eruption, but it's still going to hurt. We probably see Klefki go down this turn. It's been here since turn 1. Is it time for Alicia Keys to go down? We'll never know.
Good old Alicia Keys. However, it could still have the light screen in its back pocket to protect against extra damage from the eruption.
Absolutely.
Only time will tell. This end game is looking very tense. I think IMD might just have cooked themselves a bit, but we get to see the Rain Dance coming out to reset the weather and potentially weaken any eruption.
So Crunch is going to come out from the T-Tar here, do a decent chunk, and it's going to weaken, the Rain Dance is going to weaken the Heat Wave. Klefki does live on with the Heat Wave damage nerf. And the burn onto the Venusaur, the 10% chance on the burn, that is tough. Giga Drain going to come out here, not quite take out the Reptar, but that does leave it in range of Dazzling Gleam. If Klefki can somehow sneakily live, I don't think we're going to see Klefki live to see another day. I think that's optimistic.
Klefki has given Alphau's wonderful mileage in this game so far, but I think it might just have lived one turn too many here. The next Heat Wave or potential double target might go into it and just take it out. But the question now, can IMD punch through this very defensive Mega Venusaur? Do they have the firepower to get it down? I'm not sure they do.
It would be a 3v1 situation, depending on the end of this turn. I think Destroyer's going to be okay, Meg come up on top, but I think it will take a couple of tough hits into the Venusaur. We all know, for anyone that's been around since Aurus, Mega Venu he's a fat boy, all right? We are body positive here, so, you know, it's okay to be fat, but my god, he is chunky. T-Wave coming out on the Typhlosion here, slowing it down. Maybe getting a full power, going for the full power as a win con, dodge the Heat Wave, maybe. Get some kind of RNG in Alphau's favor. Gonna outspeed and kill the Reptar. So Reptar is going to go down, slow that Typhlosion right down, and hopefully, depending on what we've got in the back, Destroyer could be in trouble.
could be in deep trouble as the Shadow Ball comes out into the Mega Venusaur. It does a massive bit of damage.
So much, goodness
It's
me.
not
So
quite
now
enough
we
to
know.
take it out.
Now we know that it's not in fact Choice Scarf, and it was just Tailwind and no Swift Swim. So now both players have that information to hand going into game 2 here. But what is the final mon on I'm Destroyer's side? Let's have a look here. That is the Typhlosion, actually. They have all been revealed. I am. You know what, Alex? I'm not locked in today. You know what? I think Alphalis is in fact going to take this game 1.
It's all
Maybe.
good, it's all good. It could be very close, depending on whether this Venusaur has the damage to chunk through this Typhlosion. We're going to see the Earth Power come out. Does this take it out? It doesn't
Not quite. But
And
is
now
it
we
going to
have
double
a
hit
heat-
wave?
We
Come
could get a... Well, the Dazzling Gleam is going to come out into the Typhlosion. Doesn't manage to take it out. Does Heatwave have the firepower to finish off this game? We see it come out. It doesn't take out the Klefki.
My goodness! This Klefki has sat here for far too long. It's going to hang on 10 HP, get a little bit of leftovers recovery. Do we think it's in range of Dazzling Gleam now that... I don't know. It could be anyone's game. The T-Wave is
could be
absolutely
anyone's.
clutch.
My lord, can this Klefki do enough damage just to push this Typhlosion over the threshold? I'm not sure it can. It's a fair, even if it is same type attack bonus, it's a Klefki, its offensive stats are not exactly the most prolific out there. We're going to see that Dazzling Beam come out. Does it finish it? It doesn't!
10 points! Do we get a full power? Do we see a miss?
We
no!
don't!
Oh my goodness, what a game 1. Absolutely down to the wire, right down to 6 hit points. I'm Destroyer going to come away with the slimmest of margins. And I wonder what adjustments we'll see going into game 2 here.
What a wonderful performance there from IMD. That was such a close game, back and forward. At one point it was looking certain that Elfels had that game, but that Typhlosion just kept it going, and Klefki did its best to try and keep that game alive. But just wasn't able to get it over the line.
Absolutely crazy value from Klefki on Alpha's side there. The Thunder Wave coming out to slow down that Typhlosion was a beautiful play in those last couple of turns. Really gave Venusaur a fighting chance, but it just didn't quite have enough fighting power in him. He needed a higher roll or some kind of critical hit, or maybe a Spadef drop could have turned the game into Alphaz's favor, but sadly not the case as we're heading to another game 2 here.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 is upon us, and now, of course, IMD has that slender 1-0 lead. Elfals gained... Well, actually, IMD gained a lot of information based on the Frisk, essentially, so you'd think they might have even more of an advantage going into this game too, but Elfals is a very talented player. Are they able to pull this around? Oh,
I certainly think so. You know, you mentioned the information from the Typhlosion. I wonder if they'll even bring it this game 1 here. You know, you got the value out of Frisk, and we saw the value of Heatwave Shadow Ball, but Elfals is probably going to make some adjustments, and especially with the Rain Dance nerfing that Heatwave, of course, we might see it be benched for game 2.
We might indeed. We might also see a little bit of a difference in how they play the Basque Legion. Of course, that turn 1 last game was huge and put the game really in IMD's favour before Elfals did their best to pull it back. But if they can get some more value out of it this time around, they'll be looking in a much better spot.
Yeah, I do agree with you there. If you can play to preserve your Basque Legion, I do think it can still do so much work, especially with knowing the Klefki in the back has got the Rain Dance to override that Sandstream. We definitely see Basque Legion pick up a couple of kills in this game 2 for sure.
Absolutely, it's all going to be on its shoulders. But yes, we're down to the last couple of seconds. Both the battlers are ready. Let's get into game 2.
Here we go. What adjustments are we going to see off the lead here with the old man?
The giddy old man.
So, it's Mega Venus Klefki lead into Whimsicott Medjam. Alright.
Oh, that is a wonderful call out by both players. Elfals, of course, bring the Venu to try and get a better matchup into the Whimsicott, but the Bam Bam bring from... I'm just going to call it Bam Bam. It's easy to say the Mega Meta Jam. Yeah, the Bam Bam.
You can say Mega Jam, right?
The Mega Jam, yeah, I like that. We'll go with Mega Jam. It's easy.
Picasso, I like it. Oh my goodness. So this Venusaur is staring death in the face right now. You've got a Mega Jam with tailwind potential in front of you. What do you do into that?
Well, there's not too much you can do. Obviously, Klefki does have the Thunder Wave to negate the the speed raise from the Tailwind, but Mega Champ is naturally faster than Mega Venusaur anyway, so will that even make much of a difference?
We'll have to find out here going into this turn 1 as we see a hard withdraw from the Venu into the Gliscor. So that's the first adjustment we have seen from Alpha's side. We see the Mega Pop, so Medicham is going to be attacking something this turn at the least.
What do we see? Some big damage.
So to see Fake Out into the Gliscor, so pretty much a free turn for Destroyer here on this turn 1 as he safely sets up his Tailwind. Beautiful.
Absolutely, yes. Wonderful turn. Being able to get a free Tailwind off with the flinch support is very, very big, especially in these quicker games. And depending on the coverage that this Mega Jam has brought with it, we could see the Ice Punch into the Gliscor spot as well.
I do believe we'll be seeing a potential Ice Punch decimating this Gliscor, but you could be rocking the Yachi Berry. Perhaps, you know, Gliscor is a very bulky lad. Maybe we could see a potential Yachi Berry into Acrobatics into either slot here.
But indeed, there's also potential for a Thunder Wave into Choice Scarf Gliscor. Well, that would definitely be some heat.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll have to see. Choice Scarf. I mean, Flying Spam into this team. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. So we'll have to see.
Well, we see the Moonblast come out into the Gliscor, doing about 75% on a critical hit. Big advantage there. And the Psycho Cut with the double target taking this thing out. Padel is not going to be happy.
That Gliscor did not get to play the game. That is unfortunate. That was a big gleam coming out from the Klefki, breaking that Whimsicott stash. But Alphals is in a really tricky spot. I'm not sure how they're going to recover from this position.
It's all going to come down to what their final mon is, because if they do have potentially that Basculegion to come in, or maybe King Gambit with its, it's going to be the King Gambit with its Sucker Punch, going to get a little bit of strength from the Fallen, and that is going to threaten out the Mega Cham here.
I don't know. Is it even in range of a Sucker Punch? You'd assume so, right?
You would think so, especially with the boost from the Supreme Overlord. I think it before did about 60% to Medicham, so it's definitely in range, I would imagine.
Alrighty, so maybe we see a Protect come out here, or potentially a slot from a slot from Destroyer's side. My goodness, I can't talk today, guys. You know, sometimes moving your tongue and rivating your vocal cords, it's hard work. You know,
it's harder than you'd think, isn't it?
Yeah, it sure is. All right, we're actually going to see the Whimsicott swap out here into the Raptor, setting up the Sand. Do we see a double swap?
We do not.
No.
We do see Protect from the King Gambit here, trying to draw in some attacks from... Oh, we see Upper Hand!
What a crazy tech! My goodness!
And the Klefki takes out the Mega Medicham with a critical hit with Dazzling Gleam. The Upper Hand call out denied.
Oh my goodness, what a turn of events. We could have seen the craziest tech pop off, but Alphals is 2 steps ahead with that Protect. Not sure whether or not they were scouting for the Upper Hand, but oh my god. Let me tell you, Alex, if that popped off, if that Upper Hand procs, I would have gone absolutely crazy.
Yep. You would have been out the room, down the street. That would have been crazy.
My tits would have been out. Let's just say it how it is.
Absolutely.
Into the Club Babel here. And my goodness, we're just going to go straight past that, huh?
We are indeed. Yeah, that turn was huge, though, because obviously taking out the Mega Medicham is wonderful. Wonderful for Alphals here. It puts out so much offensive pressure towards their team. As we see this low kick coming in and taking the King Gambit down to the 1 health, the Focus Sash, allowing it to live here. Of course, the Sand's not going to affect it. And the big squish with the double target.
Chat, I think this is the end. I don't think Klefki can 1v3. I don't. I believe in it, but I don't believe in it that much.
It nearly pulled it off in the first game. I believe Alphals does have another mon in the back as well. They're not quite down. The Mega Venusaur still yet to come back out.
That's right. You are, in fact, completely correct. Tailwind is going to piece her out. and in comes the chonky lad.
Lotus, Larry, the legend themselves coming out to try and get some kind of a comeback going here. It does look like the most offensively threatening mon on the field. And with Reptar being that low at HP and the potential for Rain Dance to reset this sand from the Klefki, it does look like it's about to swing back in Elfal's favor.
It's going to be a tough turn for sure, because you've got to decide whether or not you want to try and, be greedy and attack the cleft that's in front of you. Maybe you predicting the cleft to mega, and it can't mega, because the meta charm has already megaed in fact.
Absolutely.
But you know what? It's not even stab air slash, so Venusaur could probably take that. But we see a swap out here from the T-Tar into the Whimsicott. And interesting, we've gone into the Whimsicott here.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously trying to steal a free turn to get that Tailwind back up to try and outspeed it. As we see the Mega come off here, Lotus Larry is not going to get to move yet because Klefki's going to Prankster Reflect here to get some defensive boost back out. But Sludge Bomb into the Clefable doesn't quite take it out, leaving it on 3 health as we miss an Air Slash!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my days.
What just happened? And it's not Magic Gardicle Fable, so we're going to see it go down to the sands there. That was a pretty devastating turn there for Destroyer. No air slash damage for him.
Now we have to say, how on earth do they take out this full HP Lotus Larry now? Looks like we might be going to game 3. Do they have any crazy tech on their Whimsicott? Do they have the random Aeroblast out of nowhere to take this thing out?
You know what? I want to see Whimsicott hit a hurricane in the sand right now.
I want to see it.
Right now.
T-Tar,
you know what? T-Tar is aura farming, Dave. You're so right. With the Reflect being up, I don't think this Tyranitar has much of a chance outside of Rock Slide flinches. So chat, rub your hands together. Oh, it's an Ice Punch! It's going to do nothing.
Oh, but we see the big freeze coming out here. But the immediate
Oh my goodness. I think I was screaming so loud that my microphone didn't even pick it up. Venusaur, I have never seen a more locked in Venusaur in my entire Draft League career.
This Venusaur
a ton.
Absolutely carrying Elfal's hopes into game 3 here. This is going to be the series tied up, and a very, very improved performance here from Elfals, using the information they gained from the first game to put themselves back in front. Wow, this has been crazy back and forward.
Yeah, crazy turn. Absolutely. You know what? I thought Rock Slide Slinches may have been the out there, but going for the cheeky freeze, which you got into the Instastore, absolutely crazy last couple of turns here, as we're gonna go into game 3. Well, very well adjusted by Elfals there, and yeah, great game 2.
Wonderful game too. Lotus Larry, of course, putting out absolute gift here. That Klefki as well, surviving for almost the entire game in that one. Putting out Reflects, resetting the weather. It did a wonderful job once again, and showing that it's absolutely still relevant in this doubles format. Yes,
absolutely.
Game 3 now. I can't call this.
Honestly, it could be either player's game. We can see Elfals is obviously very capable. They can fight back. They're very much capable. They didn't even need Basque Legion for game 2. We were talking about how good it was in the matchup. Elfals said, you know what? No, fuck you. I'd win. I don't need Basque Legion.
They did not. They absolutely did not. That Venusaur absolutely decimating. Wonderful, wonderful showing from that thing. I know it's going up a lot in usage at the moment on the ladder, and you can see why. That thing just counters so many offensive threats.
Oh, yes. It just sits there for days.
Doing exactly what it's always done.
Some things never change. And here we are for the game 3. I do wonder if we'll see same leads or maybe some slight adjustments. Destroyer has led with Whimsicott both times. So maybe we'll see some, prediction from Elfals' behalf that maybe try and prevent Tailwind. I don't believe he's got Fake Out, but maybe we could see a cheeky Trick Room on the Delphox here. We haven't seen the Delphox make an appearance yet, so I'd be interested to see it.
We haven't seen Delphox at all. It does look a little bit tricky in this matchup. However, knowing that the Typhlosion does not have the Flash Fire does mean that the Fire Spam is a little bit more easy to use. Of course, Tyranitar kind of shuts down its entire existence, but everything else looks a little bit weak to it.
Yeah, it's tricky because, you know, Delphox does get a lot of utility, which could be very useful for Elfals, but I mean, hey, Mega Venusaur seems to be working, so maybe we'll see them stick to it in this game 3 here.
Maybe we will, and here we are, game 3. Can the giddy old man bring it home, or will Elfals be able to get this complete reverse sweep? We see the Venusaur and the Basculegion making a return, as the Excadrill makes its first showing here.
All right, so first appearance from Excadrill on the field here with the Mega Clefable making a slot. Does that mean leading with the Clefable, maybe they didn't have a Mega Medicham in the back? We potentially have the Sandcore. They do have the Tyranitar, they do have the Excadrill, so there could be a possibility of the Tyranitar coming out here, but with no Tailwind here, it looks like Basculegion is free to just click Flip Turn on something.
Pretty much, and that could be pretty big damage onto either the Clefable or this Excadrill, which I imagine is not going to be Focus Sash. Well, it could be. We actually don't know that, so
we do know that because of Item Clause, and Whimsicott is already Focus Sash.
Oh, the Whimsicott had it.
And
of course it
I thought I wasn't locked in today, Alex.
Hey!
Pay attention.
Hey!
Here we go. Venusaur is going to pop his Mega here, as we all know and love. Does Clefable also pop the Mega? Let's see.
We do see the Clefable going for the Mega here, gaining that flying typing, becoming immune to the Excadrill's Side Earthquake. Oh, and this is going to be a big turn.
We're actually seeing the Helping Hand come out from the... I was going to say from the Excadrill? No, that's not the right slot.
Oh, the outspeed with the high horsepower doesn't quite take it out as it goes for the Muddy Water, getting the damage onto both and taking out the Excadrill.
That is a huge turn on from Elfals. Expertly EV to live that Helping Hand boosted. Oh, is it a double down? It is a double down! Oh my goodness!
Oh, what a turn 1 from Elfals, the double down. This looks very difficult for them to come back from.
All of a sudden, Elfals is looking in a fantastic spot. Samuel, the Unrivaled, the Typhlosion is going to come out along with the Whimsicott. All right, not what we thought would be in the back, but I don't know if you're gonna. I don't know if you got this Typhlosion. I don't.
It's going to be a very hard job here for it to get back into this one. It's going to have to do so much heavy lifting, especially with the potential of any kind of Delphox in the back, making Fire Stab a little bit harder. It doesn't even necessarily have to Mega the Typhlosion to resist it, so it's not quite over yet, but it's pretty close.
I don't know. I mean, you've got a Mega Venusaur in front of a Whimsicott, and you know, I mean, the Shadow Ball is gonna hurt it a lot for sure, but maybe we'll see some crazy tech from I'm Destroyer's side here. But it should be a Heat Wave to come out to pick off this Basculegion, you'd imagine, right?
You would imagine so, as we see Lotus Larry go for the Protect and Whimsicott do what Whimsicott does and click Tailwind. Does Lotus Larry get the damage? It goes for Eruption. Larry, of course, going to ignore that damage, but this will pick off the Basculegion, as you mentioned.
And that is a dead fish. Can we get some Fs in the chat for the fish?
F for the fish.
F for the fish. F stands for fish.
It does indeed.
So Whimsicott actually looking in a decent spot here. Maybe have we seen all of its moves? But potentially having, you know, some kind of coverage for this Mega Venu. Its sash is in fact intact right now, as Elfals is deciding what to go into here.
They are indeed. Whimsicott, I believe its only way to hit this Venusaur would be to tech that Hurricane onto it, which it's very difficult to justify a slot for it. However, in the matchup, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Don't know if we have seen all of the moves for it. But we are going to see Asgore, the King Gambit, put that priority pressure out onto this Typhlosion, and it's looking tough.
I want to see a substitute from Typhlosion come out right now. Or a Will-O-Wisp. We could see a potential Will-O-Wisp, but yeah, it's not looking great for your boy, is it?
It's not looking great. This Typhlosion would have to work its way through a thick, fat, giga-draining Mega Venusaur as well. So we're going to see it click the Protect here, try to stall out for an extra turn. And Asgore's going to go for the Sucker Punch into that slot. Of course, it's not going to work, as the Moonblast comes out into the King Gambit. which will do about 40%. But the Sludge Bomb, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's Typhlosion. Well, it's not yet because of the Focus Sash, of course, which I keep forgetting exists.
Did they get the 30%? No 30% poison, which means this Whimsicott is here to get another potential Moonblast out into this King Gambit slot. This King Gambit is going to be pressured by the Whimsicott, but I don't think it's going to be enough. You know, he's still in the green. Depending on... Ooh, he's going to go for a Hail Mary. Going for the Sunny Day.
Crazy work here. And the Sucker Punch comes out into the Typhlosion. And
It's going to take it out.
I don't think there's any world now where a Whimsicott can finish this off. So this is going to be a week 2 victory for Elfals as the Sludge Bomb brings it home. And a reverse sweep. A big reverse cleanup job here from Elfals. Wonderful performance.
Really, really great adjustments there. I think Elfals realised how much Mega Venu had the value in the matchup and made some great adjustments accordingly. Yeah, just really, really nice plays from both sides. That, you know, game 1, Destroyer, you know, he was dominating, and then Elfals, he really found his feet and fought back. So props to both players. You know, both played really well. Great techs from both sides. And man, Klefki put in the work.
Absolute Chad Klefki there, put the game on his back in places. Klefki and Venusaur absolutely earning their spot on the team this week, and they did absolutely wonderfully. A fantastic performance all around, and GG's.
Power creep who? Absolute Gen 6 warlords.
Yeah, that was definitely a game. The Alphals was fighting for his life for 2 games in a row, and then finally figured it out for the final game.
Absolutely. Welcome back, Jack. How was your break not commentating?
I mean,
Okay. You have left me.
I was sorry, I'd zoned out entirely then. The one collective brain cell we all share for the stream, it has been passed on to you, and it may have left you at some point during the commentary.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's bold of you to assume I ever, possessed it in the first place, but it's okay,
But yeah, that was a fantastic game. Game 1, the turn 1 of Tailwind into Shadow Ball just killing the Basker Legion. It looked like it was just completely done. And that was still a very, very close game 1. Alpha was adjusted mid-game really well. And then just from there, it was just all up. There was game 2, again, was a really tough fought one, but I think the no Mega Medicham in the last game probably was the thing that kind of lost it for Destroyer, because Medicham was putting in the work. At the very least, it was stopping things from just kind of clicking buttons and claiming kills. So I think not having it in that last game ended up being the the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, really great start. I mean, live PPL has been an absolute crazy ride so far. Last week we had 3 sets of game 3s, and it seems that today we also may have another lot of game 3s here. We do be having slight technical difficulties in the background. I do have to turn on my Switch.
Have you got it?
But it's okay.
If it's set up, then we might be okay. It's only like a little bit.
Oh no, it is set up. Don't you worry.
Okay.
I'm on my way.
It's more of a technical delay than difficulties, at least.
Well, you say that. My Elgato isn't picking up. Nope, never mind. It's back. We're so back.
Hey, wonderful.
We're so fucking back.
It wouldn't be a Sunday night showdown without some kind of a technical hitch or something, but it's absolutely in hand.
Great. Will you need my in-game audio, or can I mute this shit because it is so loud?
I mean, there won't be any audio for our battle. Actually, there might be. I might be able to. I can potentially cook something. Potentially, it might be a little out of sync or something along those lines, but we'll make it work. Just because, I think the spectator view is much better than my own view for our game. Does
that mean you're gonna have sensual ASMR commentary for game 2 here?
From myself? I will be deafened for this game, or at least I'll be muted.
How dare you?
I mean, I don't know about everyone else. I came for Central ASMR.
You could have just not said I came.
So true.
My lord.
All right,
That's very
let's
professional.
let's enter this room code here and get things set up as we head into game 2. Of course, being commentated by myself and Mr. Shroomraver. So
That's me.
back, Mr. Shroomraver. That is you, Alex. Thank you very much for joining me for game 1. But you can hang around during. I can't put in numbers. I can't multitask, guys. I'm just a girl.
I'll be taking a little bit of a back seat for this one, but I'll be back for games 3 and 4. Thank you very much for having me on that one, Ellie. A pleasure as always. Very much enjoyed that. And I'm
I
looking
did
forward to this
too,
second game.
even though we both kind of had a bit. But it's
We needed
okay.
to warm into it, didn't we? We just
We
needed to
did.
let the brain cell warm up.
We needed to lock in. All right, so I think I'm in the room. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing? I'm meant to be spectating. Am I spectating? Are you? I don't fucking know. Jack, what is the plan with this game 2?
The plan is that Ricky and I will join, and I will stream your spectator view to make this as it's going to be a little scuffed potentially, but we'll try and make it work. I am currently adding the scene to be able to do this. Well, it's gone straight to the scene, so if it's just a bit of black for right now, I apologize. OBS decided no, this is what's happening. Got him. Unfortunately, I had set up the screen. Are you able to go into full screen for me, or is this as good as it gets? That's better. That was good. That will do. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Hang on, I might be able to edit this as you guys talk. However, the matchup will not be on screen for now. At least the brain cell has in fact lined up, so you should be good. The commentary should be better. What do you mean? This is perfect. Enjoy the live editing as well.
Scratching at my door. Hello, Winston. Are you coming to commentate for Monday Night Mons? It's not Monday, and it's not what we're calling this live stream here.
It's
So
quite close enough.
You know. All right. So, as we can see, we got the Grey versus J Ricky matchup on the stream. What are your thoughts?
Well, we have on the one side. I mean, it's the classic Rain plus Mega Meganium going on there, which is always a particularly nasty threat. There is a potential weather war here, of course, between the Pelipper and the Mega Frostlass. I think potentially there's more like tricksy stuff on J Ricky's side, just looking at the likes of Lipard, Glow King, even. You've got two particularly good Tailwind setters going on there, one on either side. I think Talonflame probably just about has the edge on that. And then you've got the consummate threat on Grey side. That Sneasler cannot be overlooked. We know that they're a fan of the Uniclus line. Personally, obviously, we want to see Mr. Gavin.
I
Very
mean,
important.
I was waiting for you to mention it. It, unironically, has quite a good matchup here outside of that sizzle.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, that's what we're here for. We're here for Mr. Gavin.
I mean, obviously. Mr.
Yeah.
Gavin into a potential Stunfisk in the game afterwards, honestly, that is just peak Pokemon right there.
This is what you want from your Sunday nights, quite frankly. Is there anything better?
Well, you have a Sunday roast, sit down for dinner, have a pint, have a Sunday roast, then crack onto your computer, Sunday night Mons, and Mr. Gavin. That's all you need, baby. That's all you need.
This is life. This is life. It's not even the life. It's life. It's everything we could possibly want. We know that.
More.
True. I mean, we know that Ricky is ready. I don't know how ready Gray is looking.
Yeah, I mean, they do be trolling. It seems they do be trolling. But, we saw a lot of value from Mega Steelix on Grey's side from last week. Maybe we see another appearance. I do think, as you mentioned, Mr. Gavin looking like a decent threat. And of course, if Ricky brings the Aurora Veil with the screen cleaner ability, completely negates that defensive setup from Ricky's side.
Yeah,
But,
that's another thing to bear in mind. Just one of those things that you don't see very often. That could come in absolutely clutch.
For sure. I think Slow King is going to be an important piece for J Ricky this game, potentially setting up a trick room or even a chilling reception to counteract the weather wars here, as you mentioned. Basque Legion looking like a big threat as always, and Mega Meganium as well. Outside of that Mega Frostlass, well, I guess you've got the Bird and Sizzle. You know what? Maybe it does have quite a few threats to it, but Fairy Spam outside of that pesky Slow King, it looks strong. You've got Weather Ball for the Scizor, of course, but Gleam looks quite threatening into J Ricky's team.
Yeah, and the Weather War is going to be particularly interesting on how the coaches position themselves because of just the way the turns work. Obviously, Pelipper is slower than... we have...
It's time to spectate. Reads on stream, because I don't know if you did.
Yeah, you did. You have not.
There it is.
There we go.
So we're in, and on J Ricky's side, we see Legion Lycanroc make an appearance. There's the Mr. Gavin, Heliolisk,
Gavin's
and
here. Like I was saying, the positioning of that weather is going to be interesting because Pelipper obviously outslows, but you're only going to get that snow up once the Mega Evolution happens. So, yeah, I think I would genuinely like to see Mr. Gavin come in quite early. Unfortunately for J Ricky, Talonflame does not look amazing here into Two Waters, Lycanroc, and Heliolisk. That is a very tough time to be a Talonflame.
Better matchups for a Talonflame, but Tailwind can still absolutely be valuable. Kind of counteracting that Swift Swim. We saw that kind of thought process in the game one earlier with Alphals and Destroyer, but it didn't quite work out. And maybe it is Choice Scarf and Swift Swim Pelipper. It could be the fastest fucking fish in the West. We'll have to see. Going into this set.
What I find particularly interesting about this is the mindsets of our coaches. I mean, they're both coming in off the back of week one loss. We know that they're both coming in not particularly confident in the VGC abilities. So, yeah, this really could go either way, and it might just depend on who is able to hold their nerve for the longer time. So, here we go. Sneasler and Lycanroc up against its Talonflame and Frostlass.
Alright, so we could see a potential fake out from the Sneasler into that Talonflame slot, preventing that Tailwind from going up, of course. Lycanroc looking like a gigantic threat into these two mons here from J Ricky's side. How does J Ricky counteract this? Will we see a potential wide guard? Does Talonflame get access to wide guard? Because we could see it come out.
Well, I don't know if it gets wide guard. I think it might get quick guard.
Well, genuinely we'll have to see.
Could be an option, but I think if this is fake out into Rock Slide, then I think this Talonflame needs to be Charty Berry to really stand a chance of getting any good value out of it. Then again, if it's Charty, how well does it stand up to the Raincore? We're going to see Protect. I mean, that's one way around it. That's one way to stop yourself getting faked out. And we see Double Protect.
Alright. We see a Double Protect from the Frostlass here, and the Talonflame. Sneasler, of course, going for that Prime Fake Out into the Accel Rock into
the Frostlass.
the Frostlash. Interesting. So Joe
I mean,
getting a little bit of information there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. You want to try and get damage into that Frostlass as soon as possible because it can be incredibly dangerous. And, you know, assuming that the Fake Out is going to take that Talonflame out of potential Gale Wings, then the Accel Rock might be able to out-prioritize that Tailwind coming in the next turn. Interesting to see no Mega on the Frostlass. Potentially expecting to switch into the Pelipper and trying to save that that weather priority to get yourself back into the snow when you do eventually decide to Mega. A bit of a cagey start as Sneasler is withdrawn. It's Mr. Gavin!
Mr. Gavin!
It's Mr. Gavin!
Here we go!
It is.
So,
Game on!
Frostlass is now going to pop that Mega. Look at that beautiful Mon. Absolutely stunning Pokemon. As we see the snow come up, of course. What do we see come out from the Talonflame? It's actually going to be a dual Wing Beat. So great swap from Gray there. Preserving that potential Focus Sash. And Frostlass is going to set up the Veil. So Screen Cleaner going to be a turn too early. Not going to get much value out of that.
Yep, correct. We're going to see Player Off expecting potentially a switch into the Chestnut or indeed the Komodo. There's Ice Body on Mr. Gavin, so it isn't Screen Cleaner, but it is taking advantage of that defense boost in the snow to help take on the Talonflame. So unless we're looking at a mixed Talonflame with Overheat, which we could well be, then Mr. Gavin is probably looking fine, especially when Lycanroc has that Accel Rock pressure. So now might be a time where Talonflame either has to switch out or potentially just go for that Protect and look to try and get damage into the Lycanroc with Frostlass, who will, I imagine, take an Accel Rock now with that defense boost.
Oh, yes. But
ooh, maybe not.
That may put a spanner in the work. Maybe Helping Hand will boost this. Oh, never mind. Protect is going to come out. Are we going to see a Stone Edge or a Rock Slide from this?
This is going to hurt Mr. Gavin.
Oh,
Mr. Gavin, hands on!
Come on, Mr. Gavin! Oh, Spadef drop.
Yes.
If Gray loses this game, it's specific. Oh, come on.
There's the Rock Slide.
Can they hit the Rock Slide? There it is. It's not
that's
quite going to take out that Mega Frostlass, but it could potentially be an Accel Rock range with a Helping Hand boost. Mr. Gavin may have to sacrifice themselves here if Amber wants to get rid of a piece. Amber, Gray, Jack, you know, fucking, what do they even go by these days? It's anyone's guess, really.
They have many names and many titles.
There is. There are plenty of names I could call them. However, I don't think that would be appropriate for Sunday Night Monster. But this Aurora Veil looking quite tricky for Gray to navigate here, as we do see another Helping Hand from Mr. Gavin come out. Do we see the Accel Rock pop?
I think into the Frostlass here. Oh, it's Protect.
He's gonna go for a Protect. Protect that slot. Do we see an Accel Rock into the Talonflame? Nope. We see Tailwind come up. What are we gonna see?
Rock Slides. It is another Rock Slides.
Do go for the Rock Slide? Can they connect? Yes! Alright, Lycanroc is 2 for 2. You know, Gray had some unfortunate RNG last couple of sets, so it's nice to see Lycanroc locking in here. And first KO of the game is going to be Talonflame going down to that Lycanroc here.
Yeah, that was a really nice read by Gray there. I figured that it might be Accel Rock into the Frostlass because realistically Talonflame doesn't pose a massive threat to the rest of Gray's team outside of the Sneasler. But whatever they have left is going to do fine into Talonflame. So I figured Jay Ricky, probably thinking along the same lines of Accel Rock Helping Hand boosted into Frostlass, leave the Talonflame alone. You don't really care about it too much. But Gray reading that read beautifully. And now we have Primarina in. Now this is a threat. I mean, that Hyper Voice is going to do big damage. It depends on whether Gray just wants to take out that Frostlass. And it looks like they do. Yeah, going to be able to take it out.
Beautiful. So Accel Rock going to come up and pick up the KO on the Frostlass here. And Primarina, like you say, it is a gigantic threat. Whether or not, are we going to find out if this is Sash? It is Sash Lycanroc. So it is going to hang on and maybe be around for another turn here for another big hit with the Accel Rock. Some really fantastic value from Gray's side here with the Lycanroc.
Sorry, I was saluting. Yes.
As you know what? As we all should.
Yes,
Mr. Gavin,
absolutely.
you put in the absolute finest. Whether or not
Yeah.
Ice Body was intentional or whether or not they meant to be screen cleaner it'd be interesting to know after the game. But it was very fun seeing the combination of Ice Body and Leftovers providing some value there. Here comes
Okay.
Kamaro and the Sneasler.
I think we could see a protect into Komodo here because we've already seen Play Rough from that Lycan Rock. I wonder if we have Aquajet on Prim. Could be very
Aquajet.
useful into that doggo.
Yep, into that doggo indeed, but we must remember that Tailwind is up on the Ricky's side, so we actually see Fake Out into the Prim slot. As we see Clanging Scales pick up the KO here. Obviously with the spread move, it's going to do some decent damage to the Sneasler. Do we see a potential White Heart proc? We do. Alright.
That's pretty big. Flinch over on the Primarina, of course. The snow is gone and the Aurora Veil is gone. That could signal a turn back in Grey's favour. As in comes the Heliolisk.
Don't like
Okay.
that nickname.
Skedaddling.
You know what? Have you seen this guy's running animation? Because it absolutely does skedaddle.
Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
So there's one turn left of Tailwind on J Ricky's side. Do we see a potential double protect here from Grey? I mean, they really do have to play carefully here. They have a Kamaro, which is a big threat into Heliolisk, and no protect from either side. This could be a double down here if Prim has the Dazzling Gleam. But
Good
Heliolisk,
play.
yeah, Electro Web's beautiful. I mean, you know, big crit on the Prim too.
We'll see how much that may have mattered depending on what the Sneezer's gone for. I have to imagine it's Diaclaw into the Prim, and it is. It's Kebia
It's
Berry.
Kebia. Does it live?
Ooh. That
It
crit
doesn't-
may have been big. That crit may have been big.
Absolutely.
That might have pushed it into range. Because now we have a
Absolutely.
2v1 against a no Tailwind, lowered speed Komodo. It's at very good health. So now it just comes down to, can these two power through Komodo?
That was an absolutely beautiful play from Grey's side. Electro Web, you know, controlling that speed, bringing it down so Sneasler could then outspeed the Primarina under the Tailwind. Beautiful tech from Grey's side there. Now it's a 2v1 situation. Whether or not Komodo can, you know, live a hit from these both, it is a Pokemon, but can it do it?
again.
Let's see.
Get
Electro
that
Web-
speed even lower down.
Yep,
Close
gonna be
combat?
coming out. Do
Or
we
do
see
they
the
go for the
close combat
Diaclaw?
or a Diaclaw? No,
close
close
combat.
combat's gonna come out. And it's not
Oh,
quite
it's
gonna
just
kick
about
up the
there.
KO. It's gonna live with a slow. My goodness, I can't talk. Gonna live by the skin of its teeth as we see another Clanging Scales come out here. No critical hit, no return critical hit, so it looks like, you know, Heliolisk might have this game one in the bag.
Think so. Does it have any kind of normal coverage? Is it just locked in on Electro Web? Because
It
that can
could be
miss.
Electro Web, but also it can miss. But
It's
J
Vacuum
Ricky
Wave!
comes out, picks up the Heliolisk, and that's gonna be a really close game one to J Ricky. What a credible turn of events, turning the game on its head. Wow, great game. Guys, it's just, this is peak. This is peak Pokemon. This is peak Pokemon.
This is
What a game
Pokemon.
one. All right.
Right, dot me in chat. That was an outstanding game. Very tactical. I'd forgotten about Vacuum Wave.
I also forgot about Vacuum Wave. You know, it's not something you often see on Komodo.
Mm.
At least not from my experience. But I gotta spectate this game too here. That might actually help. You know, you guys came here to watch Mons. I should probably watch the Mons.
That is true. That is certainly true. But now,
so-
I guess the question is, like, because it was so close there, how does that affect someone going in thinking they might need to make adjustments, given how close it was and could have gone either way?
You know, that is a great question. Could we see a potential, you know, weather war from Amber here, from Grey's side here, or do we see, you know, they had fantastic value from that Lycan Rock in the game one. Do we see that lead again? Because, you know, it did provide fantastic value. You know, picking up 2 KOs in that first game. Maybe we see that lead again. We'll have to see.
Yeah, it could well be. I don't know whether necessarily the Heliolisk might be sacrificed here to bring some weather into the picture. But if you want to bring weather in, you've got to really bring both. So who else kind of falls by the wayside? Because everyone was putting in a good amount of work. Even, I mean, we meme on Mr. Gavin, but those helping hands and living those hits were very helpful in the early game to sort of pave the way to put Amber in a very good position that, through great gameplay by Ricky, was able to be pulled back. And then, on the other side, does Ricky do anything different? I don't necessarily think he does. I don't know if the Scizor wants to come here. The Chestnut has a better time, but again, you've got that Sneasler to worry about. It's all very tactical going into game 2.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of potential changes could be coming up from either side, as we see Grizzly Dave and Basky Legion leading from Gray's side into Frostlass Talonflame. So same lead from J Ricky's side and slight adjustments from Gray's. Let's see what they want to do here. And also, J Ricky, if you're somehow listening to this, you are a coward. You have not nicknamed your mons. Boo.
Yeah. So true, so true. I wonder, because last time obviously Frostlass didn't necessarily need to. I wonder if we see a turn 1 Mega, and whether Amber has gotten very sneaky and tacked on Rain Dance to Drizzly Dave.
You know what? I was just thinking the same thing. We could see potential Manual Rain come out here, anticipating the turn 1 Mega, as you say. You know, Snow Warning, you know, turning that Weather War on its head. Whether or not, you know, Grace or... Oh my god, I can't talk. You know what?
Well, we're going to get out of there. Drizzly Dave's going to get on out of there, save that weather for later. It is going to be the Heliolisk, who has a fairly decent matchup into these two. It does have decent special bulk going on there. It is just going to be the same double protect lead from J Ricky, which is very fair. Gets here a wave crash coming in onto the Frostlass slot from the Basky Legion. So we still do have that rain. I wonder if predicting that double protect, we've gone into Heliolisk expecting now the Mega to happen. Will we see Volt Switch into the Talonflame slot so that we can get the rain back in? This is where that weather tactical war that I was talking about earlier is going to come into play. It's how do you position your weather setters when speed is so crucial in maintaining that priority? And does J Ricky read this and still maintain the non-Mega Evolution on Frostlass? Do we see a switch out on Frostlass? He may feel safe taking a hit under the snow. It's going to be Tailwind. There is no Mega on the Frostlass. It's going to be Shadow Ball. This is going to hurt.
This is really going to hurt.
We do live.
We know Grey, they love to EV their mons. That is EV optimization at its finest. And we see it's Citrus Berry.
Yeah, there's the Volt Switch.
There's the Volt Switch into the Talonflame, taking it down to its Focus Sash, of course. And what do we see come in here? Is it going to be the Pelipper? Whatever comes in is safe for the for Amber's side, not having to take a damage here. Not taking a damage? Man, words are hard. But
I think that Amber was trying to read that that Mega Evolution going for that. It is going to be Wave Crash. This is going to hurt.
I think this is going to be
This is going to kill.
The Wave Crash disable. Oh, well, you know, we saw Curse Body proc a bunch of times last week, and that's going to be no exception here. Lycan Rock coming out as well on Gray's side, really threatening the Talonflame that is just hanging on for dear life. Double priority users in the face of J Ricky too, negating that Tailwind potential. And we're going to see how J Ricky wants to respond to this here. Could we see another Komodo come out here, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, what we've seen, it is going to be the Komodo. Amber had a choice there. Do you want to just recycle that play you were making earlier, bring in the Pelipper, and hide your last Mon? But, at the same time, bringing in the Lycanroc adds that offensive pressure that you were talking about before. I think Protect is back online for Talonflame.
Yes.
So we could see that. But of course, J Ricky has seen the play rough on the Lycanroc. So that Komodo is certainly not safe. Especially when paired with that Basque Legion, unless the Basque Legion is choiced.
We saw the Citrus Berry proc on the Basque Legion, so...
We did see the Citrus Berry proc on the Basque Legion. That is very good. I was testing you, and congratulations, you passed with flying colours.
Thank you so much. But we're actually going to see Basque Legion proc a Protector, as we could see a potential Rock Slide or a Play Rough from the Lycan Rock come out here, as it's going to take that Clanging Snails not well, didn't appreciate it. White Herb, of course, is going to proc, bring those defenses back up, as the Play Rough has connected and absolutely decimates that Komodo. Doesn't matter about that White Herb. Get on out of here, Komodo. Beautiful turn from Grey there, and all of a sudden, you know, ties have shifted back into Grey's favor. The last mon being Prim on the field. We've got 2 potential priority mons from Grey's side. Talonflame 1 HP, not being able to do much. It's gonna, maybe we could be seeing another game 3.
I think it's entirely likely. I think if the, I don't know if you've seen Protect on Lycan Rock. If they have it, I think this is the turn where you go for it. And try and maybe just jet into that Talonflame and take it out and make this into a 4v1, which is nearly insurmountable odds for a Primarina to overcome when you've got Dry Skin, what's it called? Heliolisk in the back. Reduces Protect. It is Excel Rock, just going to get the damage. Yeah, that's good damage as well.
Beautiful protection from J-Ricky there.
Jets.
Into the jet. So Basque Legion is going to go down. Is it going to be a double down here? It is. Prim is going to be taking out both threats on that side of the field, on Grey's side. And Heliolisk and Pelipper are going to be coming back out. But the rain isn't going to end, if I'm not mistaken, which means they don't get to reset their rain turns.
Yeah, on the one hand, that is certainly unfortunate. I don't know how much it's going to matter here in the long term, because, you know, these 2 are still at full health. I think we're probably looking at Electro Web and Hurricane from the Pelipper going into that Primarina slot. Would seem to be the play, because you want to just take everything out as quick as you can here, get yourself into game 3, reset after a good comeback.
Absolutely. We saw how fast Heliolisk was in that previous game. So Talonflame gonna connect with the Dual Wingby here into the Heliolisk slot, but it's not gonna be doing too much with the not very effective damage there. Do we see an Electro Web come out? Of course we do. It is gonna take out that Talonflame and bring down that Primarina's speed. I don't think Primarina is gonna be able to 1v2. Can it potentially live a Hurricane? Probably not at this range.
Nah, it's gonna be the Moonblast.
Go on.
But it lives. That's the thing with Heliolisk. It's deceptively bulky on the special side. Hurricane is going to come in. I think this is going to do for the Prim. It is. Primarina going down, and that is going to be a 2-0 win for Amber into Game 2. Excellent comeback performance from Amber in Game 2 there. Read the situation incredibly well. Took out the big threat of Komodo as soon as possible. And I think was just making good plays throughout. I think J-Ricky actually called a lot of them very well, especially in the early game, looking to win that weather war as much as he could. And I think actually Ricky was making very good plays, but Amber in that particular instance was 2 steps ahead.
Absolutely. Fantastic adjustments from Amber's side there. Going into Game 3 now, I wonder if we'll see Chesnut making a potential appearance. A lot of value from that Basque Legion as well. You know, they love to optimize their EVs, and Basque Legion is incredibly bulky from the looks of things, especially with that Citrus Berry. Maybe hard to take down. But yeah, great adjustments, fantastic value from Heliolisk. I think maybe they keep the rain. It's probably what gave them the edge in that Game 2 there.
Yeah, I have to think so. I mean, looking at that last turn from J-Ricky, evidently just looking to take out the Heliolisk, knowing that if it came down to it, Primarina had more of a chance of living a hit from Pelipper than it did Heliolisk. But Heliolisk has been pretty pivotal here for Amber, to be honest. I wonder if she just goes with the same comp.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Electro Web providing that speed control has been so crucial for them. And I wonder if we'll see the same lead from J-Ricky again with the Frostless and Talonflame. You know, he led with it Game 1 and Game 2. Are we going to see the tripling down of the same leads, or do we think we'll see him switch it up here? Only time will tell.
I think there could be a Komodo Prim lead if he anticipates the rain and try and keep Frostlass in the back. Frostlass hasn't done all that much.
Yeah, I've got to
so
agree with you on
far.
that one here. Frostlass hasn't really done what it's wanted to do for Jay Ricky, so it'll be interesting going into Game 3 to see what kind of value it'll provide for him.
Well, let's see what those leads in Game 3 of the second game of the night are going to be. Coming in on Amber's side, it is going to be the Sneasler and the Lycanroc once again. As we see, it's the same lead again. It's Talonflame and Frostlass. So, Jay Ricky is sticking to his guns. I respect it.
I mean, sometimes it's just what you got to do, you know? I mean, Jay Ricky clearly has a plan, and if he's confident, then, you know, just stick to the game plan and hope it pulls through. But Lycanroc, again, once again, back again, looking like a ginormous threat into Jay Ricky.
Yeah, this rock slide is going to hurt. I mean, we saw how much it did to the Mega Frostlass through the snow boost. And, I mean, Talonflame is sashed, but we could see a fake out. Is it going to be that same double protect lead that we've seen
Are we going to
already?
see the Game 3 feint? I want to see it. I don't know if they have it, but if they had feint, now would be a crazy turn. It is just going to be the fake out. And no feint from Sneasler today. But she goes for the sword dance! All of a sudden, the sash is intact. Oh my goodness, now Sparkly is about to go crazy.
You know, I nearly said it. We haven't seen that last move. Is it going to be SD? And we've seen that double protect lead in both other games. I was wondering privately, do we see Swords Dance on the Lycanroc? And now this thing is looking like a big old threat. At this point, I think it has to be Tailwind into Blizzard and just do as much damage as you can with that Frostlass. Try and put things in range. At least put the Lycanroc in range of Vacuum Wave.
I thought you were gonna say, I thought you were gonna say, you know, maybe he fishes for a freeze here, and I think that may be Jay Ricky's only play, because
honestly, it's possible.
he's gonna
Frostlass is going to get on out of there. Is the Komodo?
Komodo's gonna come on
This
out,
makes sense.
probably anticipating a Cell Rock into the Frostlass slot here, but Tailwind is gonna go up, of course. What do we see come out from Grey's side? There's the Cell Rock into the Talonflame, taking it down to its Focus Sash. Does Sneasler double into that slot, or do we see something, you know, potentially hitting the... It's going to be a Throat Chop into
brilliant.
the Komodo.
Brilliant.
But now it can't use Clanging Scales.
Can't claim scales anymore.
So, this Komodo's kind of sat here now, and it's forced to Vacuum Wave, or whatever other moves it has.
Yeah, but I don't think Vacuum Wave plus anything Talonflame can do will take out this Lycanroc. And at this point, Amber's kind of free to just click whatever she wants. She can play rough into that Komodo and take it out and leave Sneasler to try and deal with the Talonflame if it can live a dual wing beat.
Absolutely. We've got to remember that the Tailwind is up on Jay Ricky's side, so we could see a potential Cell Rock into the Talonflame just to preserve that slash. But she's actually going to swap out into Macabre. Macabre? I don't know how you say that. Into the Basculegion. The dual wing beat coming out, of course. And not doing too much to that Basculegion.
Is this going to be fighting type move? It's Draco. It's going to miss.
Oh, that is a devastating turn for Jay Ricky, as Talonflame is going to get picked off by that Sneasler on Grey's side. Absolutely devastating Draco miss there. Now, we know Grey loves to, you know, run their Basculegions bulky with a lot of investment. Maybe the Draco miss wouldn't have picked up the KO, but it's so hard to tell in these, you know, in these moments. Very unfortunate for Jay Ricky there.
Yeah, and now I think no matter whether that Pelipper is in the back or not, I think this this Frostlass is forced to Mega here. I don't think Ricky's been left with a choice.
I would have to agree with you on that one. Frostlass, you know, it's not the most strongest of Pokemon, so I do think the Mega will have to come out here. I do unfortunately have to take my dogs down. P. So Shroom Rover.
That's right. I've got this. I've got this, gang. The Frostlass does indeed Mega. We thought it would. There's a Snow Warning, so we should be able to take some hits. It's going to be a Protect coming in from the Basculegion. Just scout out where those damage-dealing moves are going. It is going to be the Blizzard. Now, this will hurt Sneasler. Sneasler is not known for its defensive prowess, but it will take that hit fairly handily. There's a freeze! The freeze comes through. The fished for freeze. It's going to be a... Oh, there's the protect. Okay, I thought it had missed. But Sneeze is going to stay frozen. That could be a major turning point. Sneasler getting frozen is particularly big. Because with the Tailwind going down any minute, I think, yeah, just one turn of it left. We could have seen a protect on that Sneasler side. We know that this Basque Legion is potentially quite bulky, but that freeze may have just turned the tides in J. Ricky's favour, because it should probably be another Blizzard coming out here into a move from Komodo into the Basque Legion. Try and get that double down if at all possible, and that puts you right back in the driver's seat with a Pokemon still to be revealed on your side of the field. And it could well be that Chestnut. So, Aqua Jet going to come in. Just get as much damage as you can before going down, because this is going to be Shadow Ball. And I think this probably takes out Basque. It does. Basque Legion goes down. And now, I wonder whether it's going to be... Is Clanging Scales free now? It's Flash Cannon. This will probably take out the Sneasler. Oh no, Sneasler is going to thaw out. There come those nerfs to freeze coming through. It's going to be a close combat into the Komodo slot. Takes it down fairly far. But now, very crucially, that Tailwind is gone. Sneasler has activated Unburden with the White Herb, and now, from that freeze coming in, suddenly things might be back in Am's favour once again.
Such a back and forth turn of events. Lycanroc gonna be coming back out. My goodness, what a turn of events indeed. I was listening with my headset downstairs. Sneasler's online with its Unburden. Lycanroc's back on the field. Tailwind has ended. Now Lycanroc is back on the field.
Yeah, I think that this is just... I mean, I think it can afford to be Rock Slide here from the Lycanroc and just go for the close combat into the Komodo. It will depend on what both of them have in the back. There is one unrevealed Mon on either side, and that could really determine what way this game goes, depending on who has what left. I think that time is short for Frostlass and Komodo, so this could just be a Vacuum Wave into the... Yeah, it's Protect, and it could be Vacuum Wave into the Doggo slot, is what I would anticipate. It's Excel Rock, Protect, very good. It's Close Combat, that's going to take out Komodo.
Beautiful. Oh, Sneasler putting in the finest work as always.
Yeah, absolutely, and very crucially, that Focus Sash on Lycanroc is still intact, which could make things very difficult. It is the Primarina coming in, that's kind of to be expected. We do know that there is a Kebia Berry on there. The question is, are we going to see Throat Chop? I think the play here is to Blizzard and Dazzling Gleam from J. Ricky here. He can't afford to go for the Hyper Voice in case a last gasp Throat Chop comes in. It's going to be Excel Rock. Just about tanked.
Not quite taken out the Frostlass because of that. Oh, but they double into the Frostlass slot.
That's a good play. That's a good play.
Fantastic play from Grey there, assessing the threat in the Frostlass. And it is going to be Hyper Voice coming out, bringing down Lycanroc to that Sash, of course, with the Liquid Voice ability. Sneasler is going to be going down, and... My goodness, I've just run up a set of stairs, so I'm out of breath.
You're all good. But now...
Thank you.
Now we see who those last remaining ones are. This is the turning point. This could decide it. It's Mr. Gavin!
You can't lose. You simply cannot lose. You've got Mr. Gavin.
Oh, it's only Prim. I forgot all three were down because of how the signals come in. I forgot about that.
You know what? I think we've all been a bit emotional. You know, with the freeze and the craziness from the freeze and Mr. Gavin being on the screen. Ricky's gonna go for a Protect.
Yeah, Excel Rock makes sense. Just get as much damage as you get. Is it Freeze Dry? It's Psyshock. Okay.
Is Primarina gonna be able to clutch this out?
It's possible. Primarina is very bulky. We saw it take a good, 35 to 40% from Excel Rock beforehand. Clearly, Amber just doesn't want to miss because it's Rock Slide or Play Rough. You don't want to miss that move. You want to give yourself the best chance. So, Excel Rock going to come in. That's a good amount of damage.
Beautiful amount of damage. Hyper
It
Voice
is Hyper Voice.
Returning the KO, but Mr. Gavin is
Mr. Gavin holds on.
bulky.
Mr. Gavin holds on. This could be a Mr. Gavin endgame.
Come on, Mr.
It's
Gavin.
Psyshock.
Psyshock comes out. Doesn't quite KO the
Hanging
Prim.
on. We see the leftovers.
My goodness. This could be anyone's game. This is going to come down to
it's
damage
Moonblast.
rolls.
I think it's Moonblast into Mr. Gavin as the highest damage roll you can make. I think that does more than it's Hyper Voice. I forget how the single targeting works when it's only
I
one
don't
Pokemon
know. I
sides.
think you're right. I think it is going to be a Moonblast angle from J. Ricky. Potentially fishing for one of those critical hits. You know, RNG just needs to come in clutch here for J. Ricky. You know,
It
Gray
might be
has
the only
been...
way.
Yeah, it may be the only way. Gray has been unfortunate. Oh, not even
the
going to risk
leftovers.
the critical hit. Going to get leftovers. Great play from Gray. Very safe. We do see the Moonblast come out, and is Gavin safe now with that extra leftovers recovery?
It's possible. Gavin is fighting through here. This is going to be Moonblast,
Absolutely.
and it's going to be Psyshock. We know. I'm not going to say the words, but we know what has to happen here for J. Ricky. Moonblast's
Is it
going to come in.
to fruition? Mr. Gavin,
not.
hang on!
Mr.
By
Gavin.
the fucking, let's go, Mr. Gavin! Hanging on, not even in the red. Mr. Gavin does not care, and that is Primarina going down. Mr. Gavin taken game 3 for Amber. Congratulations to Gray. Fantastic adjustments. Again, fantastic series of games here for J. Ricky and Gray. Fantastic from both sides. Well played.
Yeah, another one coming right down to the wire. I mean, hats off to J. Ricky there, honestly. Man played incredibly well. I mean, that first series, he held back on the game-winning move incredibly well. And, you know, played some really good mons in that second game, and especially that third one. It was quite tentative with the weather war going on, which we figured it might be. Both players sort of holding back on when they needed to go into those mons and activate that weather. But I think the pressure from Lycanroc especially was what kind of forced Ricky into those positions where he felt he had to, and he did it at the right time to give himself the best chance.
Absolutely. Like, just fantastic back and forth from both coaches. The weather wars really coming through fruition. But you know what really provided value for Gray today? It was Mr. Gavin. What a fucking goat. Heliolisk as well put in a ton of work for them. You know, it was disappointing. I really wanted to see Frostlass do something in the series, but it just didn't do what J. Ricky wanted it to do, which is such a shame because it's such a cool mon.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of mons kind of take a backseat in terms of the immediate, like, plaudits for these games so far. So, for example, in game 1, like, Mega Venusaur was going to take all the headlines, but it was Klefki who's going to just take no glory from that game, but put in a ton of work. For here, genuinely, Mr. Rhyme, with those helping hands in the first game and tanking out those hits in the second, was able to do a ton of supporting work, and enough can't be said for the amount of value that Ricky, on his side, got out of just that simple Tailwind to get early pressure in those games that Amber was then able to just kind of see out very well, drawing on just so much experience to see out those turns and put herself back in contention.
Yeah, Tailwind absolutely came in clutch for J. Ricky in some of those turns, like you say. VGC is great because there's so many different modes you can run. You know, we saw Weather, we saw Tailwind, we saw so much priority from Amber's side. Just really great. Oh, sorry, my goodness. I'm all over the place today. Just, yeah, great prep from both sides. Commiserations from J. Ricky, he is now 0-2, but Amber is now 1-1. So the playoff dream is still alive.
It's not fully dead.
It's not fully dead. Welcome back.
We're so fucking back.
How are you feeling after that set? How are you feeling after that series?
That was a crazy series. But Mr. Gavin just came in clutch. Like,
Completely.
when the freeze came through, I was just like, fuck this game.
Yeah.
Fairly simply. But, you know, it still worked out. Yeah, the Draco miss on game 3 definitely sucked, but at the same time it put Komodo at -2, which made it easier to deal with. So,
yeah. I mean, we saw the damage that Flash Cannon did, or I should say didn't do, to what's it called? Sneasler. That's the one.
Taking a drink, you joke.
So I think sitting at -2 would have made that incredibly difficult. But no, I mean, Ricky played a really good game there, I have to say.
For sure. That literally came down to, like, the closest to margins in every game I think barring game 2, it was a 1-0 in the other two, and it was like, what, Komodo lived on 1%, and
I think
Mr. Gavin.
I think it was on. Was it on 6 hit points?
I don't know. It was.
Yeah.
It was 1 HP on my part.
No, I mean, very well played game. Very sort of technically balanced.
Everything you want from a series. A lot of back and forth.
Yeah.
Some cool tax from both sides as well.
Oh, so I did hear Ellie across the house say, "Is it meant to be Screen Cleaner or Ice Body?" It was meant to be Ice Body.
Okay, that makes sense.
We weren't sure, but it was very cool to see value from Ice Body come in there. So that was a great bring. Really nice bring.
Yeah, and I mean, commiserations, as we say, to Ricky, but you know, no disservice done there. This is a man who, like we say, has never taken part in VGC, certainly not VGC Draft League. Yeah. And after a really rough week 1, to come back and put in such a close performance in week 2,
For sure.
it's already showing like building of those skills.
Yeah.
Completely.
I
I've
mean,
said it better.
J. Ricky is a fantastic player.
Yes.
Like in singles draft, he has a long list of achievements. So eventually it's gonna click with VGC, and I think it's starting to happen for him. And when it does, he is going to be terrifying.
Yeah, it'll be a force to be reckoned with. Like adding just the VGC skills to like the championship runs, like the amazing team builds, having Gligar getting taken down by Copycat Ice Beam from Jolteon, just all of those things together.
Of course. I mean, the main thing is Copycat Jolteon.
I threw that in just for you, Ellie. I don't even know if she's here.
Thank you. No, I'm
There she
here.
is. There she is.
I'm here. I appreciate it. You know, I'm like...
Nah, a great performance from both sides. No disservices done whatsoever. Just a thrilling series to watch.
Hey, I thought I was going to get 2-0, so to make it close was the goal. Got my series on game 2, and I was ready to call it there. But Mr. Gavin wins those.
Yeah, Mr. Gavin comes out and is like, no, this isn't over. This is where Mr. Gavin makes his stand.
When there's a
I
Gavin,
think after
there's
that
a
performance, Mr. Gavin is no longer Mr. Gavin. There's Sir Gavin.
Oh, true.
I think you'll find he prefers Dr. Gavin.
Oh, of course, Dr. Sir Gavin.
Dr. Sir Gavin. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff.
Well, according to the running order, we do have a little bit of time between now and the next game. So, what do we talk about?
Free-for-alls?
I was going to say, who wants to play a free-for-all?
True, we actually could do a free-for-all. Actually,
Well,
no, we can't. We can't do a free-for-all. I've lied.
Why not?
Unless we just, like, say what moves to click. Because you can't have two people.
I click protect, no one attacks into me.
That's true, that is true.
How it goes. How long do we have until the next game?
It's currently due at 9:45, so we have just the 45 minutes actually.
Just the 45 minutes.
However, I can at the people who are meant to be playing and see if they want to play early, because Pup is in the call. It's in the call. It's not in the call. I can confirm. He is in the chat though.
Also, I will say, absolute shout out. 2 things I want to point out in the chat. Firstly, well said, Pup. This is where we need Hydro Cannon. So true.
True.
So absolutely true.
I was terrified that it would be.
And shout out to Jack once again missing a game.
Fucking dickhead.
Jack doesn't know what time anything's happening, and when it does happen, misses it.
It just comes down to that old draft league adage of like people, you know, we just don't read.
Yeah,
True.
It's true.
it's simply a reading issue.
His Tesco order came, and did you get any groceries for the rest of us?
Yeah, where's
hope
my
so.
where's my tackies?
Yeah.
I'm
I can't wait for him to say no and then not be allowed to commentate the 3rd game.
That is true. No, he can commentate it, but Alex is going to talk over him the entire time. And anytime that Jack says
sounds
something,
good.
it just it gets ignored.
Look who's here!
Oh,
Look
Thanks
who's
for joining.
arrived in the call.
Tell
Well.
Item by
look how the
item, what my
turntable.
Tesco order was. Let me just get my email quick, and I'll tell you what my order was.
Now this is why people came to this stream.
The Tesco order stream.
I showed you my Tesco order. Please respond.
Get
Actually,
the delivery driver to commentate.
I need to keep that stuff secret.
Oh, what? I see.
Ooh.
I actually need to.
Now there's added intrigue as to what is on Jack's order. Can we?
It's just all the supermarket ingredients that have ability to like. Actually, no, I probably shouldn't say that on stream. I was gonna go a little bit Breaking Bad with it, but maybe we don't. Maybe we don't do that.
Jesse.
Get Amber cancelled live on stream.
Well, it does seem that we will be able to play this game early. They are good to go in 5 minutes, apparently. So, I will hand over to Alex and Jack. I had to check who was commentators for matchup number 3. Fine beads.
Not just pleb beans. Fine beans.
What's your favorite
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
This is one of the
I think my favourite kind of bean is the Don Fanatic, because when it comes to draft league,
Bean?
he's a has-been.
Got
Right.
it.
Alright,
No,
go.
it's actually a never been.
Oh, true. Real.
Well played, well played. Polite golf clap for you, sir.
Well,
We won't talk about the last PPL season.
what last
Didn't
PPL
happen
season?
that way.
True.
That was the peak of my career. And what did I do? I lost. I'm pretty sure I lost to Pup actually in the first round of playoffs. So yeah, I'm team Lars tonight.
Wow.
Well, there it is.
Nothing like an unbiased commentary.
That's okay. I'll be Team Pup instead because I can see by the matchup on screen, Pup is running one of my favourite new megas, the Mega Chimeco on their draft. So yeah, I guess we got a little bit of biased commentary for this one.
Did you see Pup's game last week?
I did not. Please enlighten me.
It was Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Mega Chimeco.
Oh, wonderful! The best
I
kind of
don't
stuff.
think it did anything, but it was glorious to see.
Not so wonderful, but at least it showed up.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll show up this week though, because I think it. I mean, clearly Simisear walls it.
Simisear, the big threat. Not the massive Charizard Y, just the Simisear.
No, of course not. But I mean, there are a couple of big ground threats, I guess, that it can kind of resist. I can
Yeah,
take
it can
on the
become immune.
Slowking really well. But
Oh,
there
okay,
is
one of the-
also
Oh, go on.
a sword in the room.
Yes, the
in
big
Aegislash.
sword and the Charizard Y are massive problems for Chimeco. So yeah, maybe not the greatest of brings here.
No, but what can we see last spring? I think Charizard's got to be a given, right?
Absolutely.
There's regular Aero. So Lars played. I mean, I know for a fact from prepping against Lars last week, Mega Aero was fantastic into Lars's team. So I can only imagine that Pup will be bringing the normal Aerodactyl. I think the Mega Clefable could turn up here with the Crook and the Komo-o being quite big threats. Also can hit obviously the Venusaur super effective. So there's just not a lot of great fairy resists on last team the more I look. But actually
not
no, wait, there's
really.
Nature Slash and Charizard Y, so I'm
Well,
just gonna take that all back.
I'm gonna say those are the only two, however, and Venusaur, if it is the offensive set, does
Simisear in shambles.
oh Simisear, yeah, that one just doesn't exist in my thinking. If Simisear shows up, I'll be very surprised, but it might just be the greatest Mr. Gavin moment.
I really I actually genuinely think this could be a Mega Manectric game.
Yeah, Mega Manectric outspeeding the base Aerodactyl could be quite important.
Can hit Sizzle super effective, it can hit the Clefable super effective. If it megas, it can spread snarls. Like, it can Volt Switch out on things. You know,
Intimidate
like,
as well, very important for the likes
Intimidate.
of Palafin and Diggersby, yep.
And don't forget the Cranados, the Rampados.
Rampados, big Diego, big judgment.
We better see the Bastiodon Rampados combo at least once this season. Otherwise,
has to
I
happen.
think Pup's contract might get torn up
Send him out on loan.
for next season. But because Mega Mega Manectric looks so good. I wonder if we'll see the Diggersby. I'm really excited to see Diggersby because it's been a while since we've been able to see it. Because obviously it got Dexited out of Gen 9.
Absolutely.
Was it in Gen 8? It was in Gen 8, wasn't it?
It was in Gen 8, yes, and it was a bit of a monster in certain team comps. It had absolutely had a place in the meta, but it took a bit of a break in Scarlet and Violet. But it does look pretty nice into this matchup. Ground is very, very nice into Lars's team, with of course the outlet of the Trevenant and the Charizard, but everything else gets hit for big damage by it.
Yeah, and because Diggersby is a normal type, its move pool is just stupid anyway. So
yeah,
I imagine it gets Rock Slide.
Probably does.
Just get some rock coverage. I mean, ground normal is pretty much all you need, other than for the Trevenant. So, and I don't know if Trevenant comes when you've got the top 3 on Pup's team. It could come for Palafin, maybe, but that's about it.
Even then, it can just get like sharded.
Yeah, I don't think Trevenant's come in this game. So actually, Diggersby does look really good offensively. I guess
it does indeed.
Slowking, is there a Trick Room option here? Pup's team isn't that fast. I mean, the top 4 obviously are base 100. Aegislash in Trick Room could be kind of scary here.
Yeah. Rhyperior in Trick Room as well could be pretty nasty. However, do got to be careful of the Jet Punch. Hopefully, the Sun can mitigate the damage from that. But
I don't think Jet Punch will even kill.
No, absolutely not. Not in Sun.
Well, and Solid Rock.
Well, true.
And what is it, like 140 defense?
It's like 130 or 135 or something, yeah.
It's a stupid defensive stat. So yeah,
very, very defensive one.
In the Sun, Solid Rock, especially if it's Baby Palafin, because obviously that's the thing with Palafin, you need to get it on online, and to do so you kind of need to be a bit predictable.
You do, exactly. When you lead that thing, you know you've got to switch out, and there is, of course, the sunken cost of that one-turn switch can make the difference of losing a bit of momentum. So, yeah, Palafin is a bit of a gamble nowadays in doubles.
But he does have possibly one of the best parting shot users in the game in Incineroar, so you can just kind of switch out, parting shot out, and then just bring the Palafin straight back in.
Absolutely. Lots of different ways to get in and out.
Yeah. But then again, Palafin would be completely stupid if it was hero form from the very beginning.
I think, in a weird way as well, this might actually be a matchup for the Emolga. I can see Emolga doing a bit of work in this one if it does show up.
Yeah, if Papa's paid respects to the Mega Manectric, the Motor Drive with Light Screen could go quite far. Do we see it? We see the Manectric, we got that right.
We do.
But we don't see the Emolga. So Dave's in shambles, I can tell you that right
Dave's
now.
happy. Ruben, however.
Dave has Emolga on his draft. I think... Yeah, the Emolga brothers in arms are cowards, basically, because I don't see an Emolga on our screen. What I played last week, so the adjustments he's made, he didn't bring the Manectric against me, which I kind of expected, and he has brought Crook. So we've got a couple of Intimidate users here. Obviously, we've got the Megazard Y Venusaur combo and the Aegislash. I think those 3 just pretty much come every week, don't they? Because they're such a good mons, really, aren't they?
They are. Very, very splashable mons. We could see the White Herb on Aegislash or the Crocodile just for the Intimidate from the Incineroar. However, whether that is the case is going to be here to be determined as of yet. Leads here could be quite rough for both sides. Aerodactyl, of course, looks very good, but we are getting into it for Game 3 here on Sunday night mons, and let's get into it.
Well, I don't know, because I don't really think... I'm very surprised to see the Sizzle, first of all, because, there is the Crook, obviously that can be Intimidate, and there is the Slowking, so there's double Intimidate users here, so Aerodactyl, Sizzle. I mean, this Sizzle is in all kinds of trouble.
It is indeed. We see the Intimidate from the Crook getting the big drop down, but the White Herb as well coming in. And
that's good tech to see. That's very good.
Very, very good tech.
There's no ground type. Actually, Manectric can just kind of click electric moves this game and just win against the 6. Obviously, I guess Rotom-Mow is what you call the best check, but Rotom-Mow is obviously weak to the Overheat it could be carrying, or Flamethrower. And the Intimidate and Snarl combo really can kind of limit Pup's offensive strength.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think on the field at the moment, Lars has probably got the better of the leads out of the two.
Yeah, it's looking like it might be a bit tough for Pop here to respond, but we do see the Scizor being withdrawn here in favor of Clefable, trying to preserve that Scizor. And the Mega Evolution comes off on the Manectric, getting another Intimidate onto that Aerodactyl. That thing is going to be weak as all balls. That thing is going to be hitting like it's got like kiddie gloves on. As this Rock Slide here at -2.
Wow, is that
does
a crit?
A decent chunk.
That must be a crit. Yeah, I was going to say.
Had to absolutely be one.
And the Diddler, the Clefable misses. Okay, but the Aerodactyl's going to take a lot of damage from this. Yeah, that
big chunky.
This arrow is just kind of dead. Yeah, okay, it's very dead. The Volt Switch. I think just having the Manectric in the back, Sizzle's there. Sizzle hasn't got the White Herb anymore. What do you think the fourth mon is here for Pup?
Well, I can see it being potentially the Rotom, just as it is the only thing that they have to resist any kind of electric attack. But of course, Mega Main does get the Overheat, so Mega Manectric is looking like an absolute monster versus this team, as you mentioned, and it's going to be very tough for Pup, no matter what they have in the back, to get their way through it.
Oh, and the Age Slash is not what Pup wanted to see.
Not at all, not at all.
For Pup's sake, I kind of hope it's Incineroar in the back.
Yeah, just to make it a little bit more interesting.
Otherwise, I really struggle to see how Pup kind of beats the Age Slash down here.
It kind of has to be the Incineroar, otherwise, as you say, this King Abbott, Aegislash absolutely just sits.
Do we see the Scizor?
Okay, potentially the knockoff threat into the Aegislash is the only way that I can kind of see that thing getting any usage here.
Yeah, sure. I see Clefable is probably going to force the Crook out, especially if it Megas. And I don't think Pup has got any other Mega. I don't know if Pup's got Mega Scizor on his draft. I haven't looked at the draft sheet, but if not, then I think it's just Clefable. No, Chimecho is the other one, isn't it? He didn't bring Chimecho.
Yes, Chimecho and Mega Clefable are the two Megas here, so this Scizor is stuck in its base form.
And of course, we've seen White Herb anyway, so I'm just talking nonsense at this point.
You are indeed.
So Mega Clefable kind of walls off the Crook unless we see a Gunk Shot. Yeah, the King's Shield seemed quite obvious, I think.
Okay, just to reveal some text, see if there are any Fire Blasts coming from Clefable or any knockoffs coming from the Scizor. And we get the flinch. That is huge. And the Assurance. Oh,
that
very,
is
very
spicy tech right there. I'm interested. Does it not get Thief anymore?
I'm not too sure, but maybe it has a little bit more usage in this matchup just because of potentially being slower than the Scizor or being able to get a second hit off, getting that double power. I know it is still boosted by Technician, so it's a very, very decent bit of tech for this Aegislash.
It is, but I fear that, especially at -1, Aegislash is going to take next to nothing from this. Yeah, and the Rock Slide. I mean, I'm assuming at this point the Crook is scarfed.
Oh my
nice!
God,
Clefable is just getting
Clefable. And the Assurance doing about 45% to this Aegislash. As it changes its stance, gonna go for some kind of attack. The Poltergeist here, but Clefable, after getting flinched, manages to switch it up.
Clefable is the most lucky and bad Clefable I think I've ever seen in my life.
It is quite literally lucky and unlucky at the same time. It hasn't been able to move, but still somehow dodges a Poltergeist. Very nimble.
I'm surprised it clicked that. Does that mean it hasn't got Iron Head? Or do we think that Lars predicted a switch there?
Maybe predicting the switch. However, the Mons left wouldn't have appreciated an Iron Head either. But we're going to see the King's Shield changing the stance back to the defensive form to take potentially another Assurance. But the Rock Slide again. Are we going to see another flinch? We're not this time. The Moonblast goes through.
Down? It
does go down.
So Pup's on the mark. That's good. I think the Clefable probably deserved that at this point.
I think so, yes, eventually. But we see the flinch possibly being actually a good thing, because it doesn't hit the King's Shield, not getting another attack drop. But the monster, Mega Manectric, is back out here. Another Intimidate into the Scizor, which is now at -2. Oh, my lord, this is
now I
looking
think
rough.
we kind of need to see what does Pup actually do here?
What have they got anything in the arsenal to be able to make their way out of this? Have they got a rogue Fire Blast on Clefable for the Aegislash?
that would be spice. I have to say, I don't think Incineroar is here, because Incineroar would have likely come out by this point.
Absolutely. It would have been the only thing that could absolutely have helped versus the Manectric. You know, fake outing it, allowing a free turn to try and punch it down. But yeah, Lars is absolutely in the driving seat now.
I wonder if we could maybe see a Protect on the Clefable and let the Sizzle go down here. Just to try and get some fake out pressure going. Oh, we do see the Mega. So I'm imagining we are going to see the Protect, because Megaing in front of Manectric to become a flying type would be an interesting choice. Okay, nice. We see Bullet Punch. It almost healed the Manectric there.
Literally. Oh, and the Volt Switch coming out.
Yeah, I wonder if Clefable would have lived.
Probably not. That Mega Manectric does have a very chunky attack stat of base 135, so yeah, that's Clefable going down. The Mega has been taken out of the field.
Do we think Lars remembers that the Poltergeist won't work on the Sizzle?
Or potentially not.
Oh, we see the Slowking. Okay, so the Trick Room is an option now. Do you click Trick Room if you have a Mega Manectric though? Oh, there's the CC.
The CC comes out, and there's the Sizzle down now. And what is that final Mon?
I mean, I wonder if it's Palafin, because that would explain why Pup didn't switch. Otherwise, I feel something like the Rotom Mo would have had a much better. Oh, it's the Incineroar. Okay.
Well, Pup saving the Incineroar for the back. Maybe just trying to get as much information as possible in this game one. And it's Oblivious on the Slowking, trying to avoid the fake outs from the Incineroar. So that's a nice little piece of tech there.
That is. Or maybe, more hopefully, it's a physically offensive Slowking.
Oh, with the belly drum. Oh,
now that
could be fire.
Yeah, this is the safest King Shield you'll ever see, I think,
Absolutely.
in VGC. This Incineroar's got a lot to do. Oh, and Pup gets the call wrong.
Flare Blitz is into it as well, meaning the Slowking now can just go for a very safe skull, doing about 60%.
Jesus. Incineroar is so bulky, man.
It is. It's one of those Pokemon. It's been around for as long as it has for a reason. It's got lots of utility, lots of bulk. It hits deceptively hard. But in VGC, in Draft League VGC specifically, it can be quite exploitable. And as we see, the likes of the Oblivious on the Slowking to prevent any fake out shenanigans. We get the Flare Blitz now. The Aegislash finally goes down, but it's not going to matter.
The kill differential. I think that was the play for the kill diff.
Absolutely,
at this point.
And the Scald coming out, meaning that game one here is going to go to Lars, putting them 1-0 up in the set.
I think Lars
Pop pull it back?
I think Lars is in a really commanding position. I'm intrigued to see what item Incineroar is, because I would have expected it to be Citrus Berry.
Yeah, either Citrus or maybe Pasho, but it was neither. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to see what comes out of that later on.
So how will Pup adjust? What can Pup do?
Whatever Pup has is going to be difficult because of that Mega Manectric speed control. So that's going to be very difficult to get their way around. And especially with all of the Intimidates coming out, the very physically oriented team is going to be very difficult to punch through.
See, the thing is, I think Lars did this against me as well. He brought the Zard and Venusaur, and we did all 3 games. And he didn't bring the Venusaur once. He only brought the Zard to the last game. Like, them two alone force so much prep and so much bench pressure. And then the other 4 mons come and you're like, oh, well, I prepped for Charizard Venusaur, so this isn't going to go well. So, but it's doable, because I lost the first game really, I say heavily. I think it was also 2-0 to Lars when I played him last week. And I adjusted, and it's doable.
Absolutely
but then
doable.
Game 3 was then really even, and I think I lost on a misplay. So it's definitely doable. But I do think on paper that Lars' team does just generally, the 6v6 that we've got, look a lot better.
Yeah, Lars looks like they have a very good matchup into the 6-pot brought, as you said.
I wonder if I don't see any kind of like counter weather options here either. So I don't know if it'd be like a rain dance, because actually Palafin in the rain would be quite nice here.
It could be quite nice.
And Palafin obviously can be special. So like a choice scarf Palafin would have been an option here. Like with flip turn on turn 1 or something. But I
guess the problem with the Palafin here is that it does get blocked by a lot of the Intimidators here and the King Shield from Aegislash being able to bring it down even further and being outsped by Venusaur in the Sun, it looks like it gets pressured by a lot on the field. So if you bring in
It's still got
Palafin,
100 special attack though, so it could.
106, I think you'll find.
Is it 106? Sorry, yes.
Yeah, hits
So,
like an absolute truck, surprisingly.
Boom Burst would be fun. Does it get Surf? I'm assuming it gets Surf.
Probably gets
Hydro
yep,
Pump.
Boom Burst, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Draining Kiss. It's got decent special arsenal.
For sure. Whether that's actually going to show up here, probably not. But we are right. Okay, so we're getting into game 2. I'll be interested to see how Pup adjusts lead, and if Lars has kind of predicted that he might lead the same things and brings Charizard this time.
And the gamer bring it back.
Okay, so we see the Trick Room mode.
Okay, potential Trick Room.
Clefable, Aero.
Yeah, the Aerodactyl and the Clefable being the lead here. Potential Tailwind.
I don't know if Tailwind would be a worthwhile choice here, because there's absolutely no way you can stop the Trick Room from going up.
No,
if
not
they
without
decide to
some
click
kind of
Trick Room.
taunt, because I believe that is something that Clefable does get, so that is an
It
option to
does.
shut it down.
But Lars ran Mental Herb against me, so I wonder if he'll have done the same thing again. Because there's no way Aerodactyl and Mega Clefable do enough to Slowking, I would think, unless
We
it's
could
like...
see the fabled double taunt, because I believe Aerodactyl gets it too.
I mean, that would be quite good, but then you've also got to consider that Aegislash could click Ironhead into Ivermon here and just get a kill. So we do see the switch from Aero into the Incineroar. Okay, so we're seeing Incineroar earlier this game, which is kind of what we thought would happen.
Getting that attack drop into the Aegislash as well is quite nice early, but the White Herb getting popped.
Papa's just being counter-teamed hard.
Yeah, Lars really looks like they've brought their A-game for this one, and we see the Clefable goes for the Mega on that turn 1. What is it going to do with the extra stats that it brings? It's going to go for Moonblast, which is going to probably bounce off this this Slowking about 40%.
I wonder if they're looking for the special attack drop. Oh, okay. Is this the Ironhead? Oh, it's the Poltergeist into...
Poltergeist into Clefable.
So I guess this doesn't have Ironhead. Is that a crit? No.
Here we are. As
That's
you
not even a
predicted
crit.
correctly, Mr. Don Fanatic, that is the Trick Room mode on turn 1. No way of stopping it, but Incineroar is here to potentially threaten the Aegislash. And Clefable, of course, took one, so that thing is still around. How will the rest of this turn out?
I think Pup's in a really bad situation once again. I mean, I'm looking at the 6 mons Pup has, and there is absolutely nothing that can come in on the Clefable slot and take a Poltergeist, because the only thing would be Incineroar, and that's on the field.
It is, unfortunately, yes.
So, yeah, I thought that the fact Incineroar came in would really help the scenario, but actually the White Herb just completely negated that, and Poltergeist is so free into that left slot. I guess the only thing Lars has to consider is if the Incineroar is going to attack the Aegislash slot. Well, because we've seen how well it takes a Scald, so do they actually decide to... So we see the fake out into Slowking.
And unfortunately, that is going to stop it. The fake out into the Slowking slot.
So Lars, I was going to say, I wonder if Lars was clicking Scald CC into the Incineroar.
Maybe.
So what are we going to see? Do we see a Flamethrower? We do see a Flamethrower, and that's a dead Aegislash.
And there we go. The fire move was there. They were just hiding it for game 2, and that's put them back on, giving them the lead in the set. So can they manage to pull out and win this game and force it to game 3? But what has Lars got up their sleeve?
We actually see him at Nectric, which is definitely the fastest thing, even without Mega Evolution here.
It is. However, the Trick Room means it's going to be the last thing to act, so it could be double targeted.
So I think Incineroar could switch out here. If something like the... I really wonder if there's a Rotom Mow. If there is a Rotom Mow, swapping Incineroar out for Rotom Mow now could be quite useful. I think Clefable's quite free to attack here. It could get Moonblast off into the Manectric just for some last ditch chip. I don't know how good Manectric is, especially defensively. Lars is actually going to opt for the Mega Evolution. I guess it doesn't matter because you're already the fastest thing on the field, right? And the Intimidate will help with the Incineroar.
Absolutely, it's better than keeping it because there's no real electric attacks except for that Rotom in the back.
Oh, hold on. What is going on here? The
helping hand from Incineroar.
The Protect. Oh, okay. So did Lars predict this? Did Lars get the call right and go, oh no, he went for the Incineroar. The Incineroar goes down.
What is this Clefable going to do?
If they've clicked the Manectric, I fear this game. Oh, and they did
Oh,
click
they
the
have
Manectric.
indeed. That would have been the turn to try and get rid of this thing, but now Manectric is here.
Oh, hold on. I think this is the one mon that Pup could have bought. That might have helped.
It might help. They do have to get rid of that Manectric, of course, however, because it does have the Flamethrower and the Overheat to take out Rotom. However, it can help out a lot in this scenario. Clefable, of course, can hit this thing pretty hard as well with the Moonblast from that base 135, but is it going to be enough?
No, I'm going to hazard a guess that Lars brought Crook as his last mon, so Leaf Storm is incredibly free.
Absolutely, at least the first time you use it.
I think here you have to go full offense into that Manectric, right?
Yeah, that thing has to go down, otherwise Aerodactyl is going to struggle when it comes back out.
So Scored comes into the Cleft Chews, right? Yeah, Cleft Chews.
Of course it's going to chew. That is a very fat mon, even with the burn, however.
We see a Moonblast into the Manectric. Now, do we see a special attack drop as well?
Massive damage.
A lot of damage.
It's about 75%. And the
We see
Leaf Storm as well.
Land.
Your prediction was absolutely spot on, and that Manectric is down, meaning that this set is still alive, ladies and gentlemen.
This is going to be a close game. I mean, to be fair, I think Pup's played this one really well. Now, this is the issue, though. What is he going to do with the Rotom at -2? Do you swap out? So, this is the thing, right? Rotom is in such a good spot right now. You could... I don't know if he's running Protect on these, but you could double Protect here.
Yeah, double Protect would stall out the Trick Room for the final turn as well, so that would reset the speed tiers. My
thinking would be that if you're running Trick Room, you're not going to be running Protect on your own Trick Room user. I think the whole idea of running Trick Room is so you go full offense. Oh, so we do see the... okay, so we see the Helping Hand.
The double Helping Hand.
Crook? So this Clef goes down. I feel Rotom should take any hit, right?
It should. It's going to depend on what the item on that Crook is, however. Rotom goes first, gets the Leaf Storm. Does it take it out? It leaves it on 2!
Oh my goodness me. That is... But this puts it in... Oh, so we can see what item it is.
It was a Citrus Berry. Huge knockoff. Not getting the healing from the Citrus Berry is going to be pretty nasty. But now we're in a 2v2 situation.
Aerodactyl comes in and can just click Rock Slide, right?
It can. However, the Diddler... the Diddler, I hate calling it that. This does actually look like it's in a very good spot now for Pup. As you say, that Aerodactyl comes in, clicks Rock Slide. Rotom now can target the Slowking spot, and the Trick Room's gone. So Pup's looking like they've clinched this.
I don't know, but Rotom is at -4, and Slowking is pretty bulky. Oh, we see the Crunch into the Crook.
The Crunch to take it out.
Didn't want to risk the miss. Oh, the crit.
Huge.
The crit mattered. You wanted that crit on the Rotom, really.
That Crunch was only doing 1 damage. The crit took it over.
Leaf Storm hits as well. You know, that is pretty solid damage, even at -4. I think a Crunch into a Leaf Storm is going to kill. Oh, we see the Trickery again.
The Trickery, but do they have a double targeting move that could potentially win this for them? They're at such low health. How do they get out of this?
Lars' only play is to try and kill Aerodactyl here with Scald.
I think so. Take it out and pray that Rotom misses one, or you live one and then it misses. That's the only thing they have here.
We've got to kind of see how Pup has trained the Aerodactyl.
Have they trained it in the mountains?
May have done it so it lives a Scald. If that's even possible. And if not, it's going to come down to a Rotom potentially critting.
Or missing, yeah.
I think Rotom... Do you think Rotom could take a Psychic? I mean, it's probably Ice Beam right on the last slot.
Probably not take the Psychic, especially if this is offensive. We see the Psychic come out into the Rotom. It does take it! Expertly EV'd, and the Leaf Storm comes in. Doesn't KO.
We do see a Crunch.
We do see a Crunch, and that is Pup defying the odds and leveling the set back up to 1-1, taking it to game 3. Expertly played here from Pup.
This is a wild set, honestly.
Absolutely wild set. Brilliant play from Pup to level it up. taking the set to game 3 looked very difficult, especially with that Mega Manectric, but it looked like their Trick Room seemed to, Lars's Trick Room really worked against them in that one.
I think Lars looked in such a good position to start, and then it just all fell apart.
Yeah,
really
allowing
know why,
the Trick
but-
Room to go up, getting Manectric to be the slowest thing on the field, allowed it to be double targeted, and yeah, that just spelt the end for it, and then the offensive pressure wasn't there, so Trick Room kind of hindering them.
Be interesting to see how they adjust to this. Do we finally see Lars bring Charizard and Venusaur? We're going straight back into it. No, we're
We
not.
are indeed.
Yes, we are going straight back into it.
We are indeed. As you say, last time out versus yourself, Mr. Don Fanatic, Lars only brought the Charizard in game 3. So is this time for it yet again?
I think the Aerodactyl. The thing is, I didn't put Lars off bringing it against Mega Aerodactyl, so Mega Aerodactyl may just be enough. I think the 4 Lars has been bringing is probably good enough to do it again, just because I think Manectric has got such a good matchup.
It does
And I
indeed.
think, yeah, without the Trick Room, I don't think Aegislash needs Trick Room to function against this team. Could it help? Maybe, but I would say Manectric could reliably kill things a bit better.
Yeah,
It's
so
just-
the Trick Room mode just kind of it serves to hinder it. So I think literally discharge with a side discharge into Crook next to you is probably the way to go. But we'll find out exactly what they bring as this game 3 gets started. The Floette Admirer has to reverse that now to try
A
and get
dirty
the win.
Floette abuser.
Dirty Floette Abuser, who leads with Manectric and Aegislash into Aerodactyl and Clefable.
Well, that is what in the business we call less than ideal.
It is indeed
For
less than
Pup
ideal.
here. I think Clefable will be okay because I think we've seen that there's no Ironhead, but the Poltergeist is still did 70% last time.
It did indeed.
That was after Mega Evolving, so you can't Mega Evolve in front of a Manectric.
I wouldn't imagine so. And we also haven't seen... we could see the potentially Follow Me coming out from Clefable here. We haven't seen it so far in the set. It could be used
What have we
to try
seen?
and pull...
We've seen Helping Hand, Moonblast, Flamethrower. Have we
What's
seen
the
before?
final move? Oh, was it Helping Hand, Flamethrower, Moonblast? I don't think we've seen a fourth, so there could still be a hidden piece of tech on that thing. But
Could
we'll
be.
find out what that is later as the Manectric Mega Evolves here, getting the Intimidate onto the Aerodactyl and becoming the fastest mon on the field.
And I think that all but confirms there is no Charizard Venusaur in the back. It's probably going to be Crook Slowking again.
Possibly, yeah. The 4 have been doing work so far. But Clefable, of course, is also going to Mega here too. The Magic Bounce potentially stopping any kind of shenanigans. But the Tailwind goes up now. Meaning that...
So we're going to see a Moonblast into...
How did that outspeed the Manectric? Was the Manectric modest?
It could all hold
Ooh,
special
big
attack.
special
drop is
attack drop
big.
there. Huge. And the Thunderbolt, this might not KO now.
I don't think
Absolutely
it
not.
wouldn't have KO'd anyway, I don't think.
No, but the extra health it has left from that is going to be huge later on. And Aegislash changes forms, goes for the Poltergeist. Oh, it
Does
looks like
land. That's a dead Clefable.
it is indeed. So yeah, the Moonblast special attack drop looks like it didn't actually matter. But yes, Lars takes the lead here. However, there is a Tailwind up. So does Pop have the offensive pressure to take this back?
I guess Incineroar comes in? Oh no, the Rotom comes in.
The Rotom, huge here. Going to try and take out that Manectric and finish it off before it can put offensive pressure out onto the Aerodactyl for later.
Do we think that this is running Will-O-Wisp?
Oh, there is a potential, and that would neuter the Aegislash for the rest of the game.
That'd be a big... And it also prevents... neither of the back ones can really switch in here. If it is the Slowking and Crook, like I'm suspecting.
But as you
Did-
say, there's no... The Mega going onto the Manectric very much does support that theory.
You
But
see the
Incineroar's
Incin?
going to come out. Yep.
You see the White Herb disappear. Now, the
Well,
nice
good
thing as
attack
well is
again.
for this Rotom that it's running Citrus, so that can negate the Poltergeist.
Oh, that's if it doesn't get knocked
the
off.
foul play!
Foul play! What a wonderful
What
piece of
prep.
tech there.
What
Taking
prep.
out the Aegislash from full before it gets to hit another Poltergeist. And that is a free turn and another free KO, bringing
That's-
it down to the scores being even again.
I think it's as good a turn as Puck could have hoped for.
Absolutely. One of the
No.
best things they could have hoped to happen that turn.
The only way that this Rotom now doesn't go a bit crazy is if there is a Venusaur in the back. The time
like-
that it's taking Lars to pick would suggest it's not there.
Yes, it looks like Lars is going to have to try and stall out this Tailwind to try and take the set.
It's that or set up Trick Room.
Or set up Trick Room, but that might be difficult with the Rotom. But the Diddler is going to come back out. The Crocodile here gets an Intim onto the Incin.
So Insinking has got a free fake out here. I think we know that I think the Crook is scarfed. Would be my
Yes, I
educated
believe we
guess.
did see that, but that's not going to help versus the Tailwind. And there is, of course, the fake out pressure from the Incineroar. It's putting Lars in a real pinch.
Really is, and we know that Manectric is just protected, so there's a likelihood that Lars isn't clicking it again. And it's also interesting that Lars did Mega, meaning that actually Lightning Rod is now not a thing. Because if Lightning Rod was still a thing, it would have been quite nice. Especially if it is Slowking in the back.
Absolutely. The idea of keeping that thing unmegged.
Oh my god, they land the Leaf Storm again.
But the Leaf Storm again, landing every time, taking out the Diddler and putting Lars down to their last two.
So I guess Manectric goes down here, right? Because this is a... Oh no, the Flamethrower. This tanks. Oh my god, it didn't even activate Citrus.
It doesn't activate the Citrus.
Wait,
the burn will. The burn will actually helping out in this.
I was going to say, have we actually seen a burn help anyone else so much? Honestly.
There we go. Lars is down to their last mon now. What have they got in the back that can manage to take this for them? It's strange. Pup being on paper in the matchup, looking like the player with the worst matchup here, finds himself in a commanding lead, and it is, unfortunately, it is only this Slowking left. And you will imagine this Incineroar probably has some kind of dark move for it.
Yeah, and we've seen Aerodactyl has Crunch, and I'm guessing this Rotom has Thunderbolt.
You would think so.
Volt Switch would be quite nice, actually, at this point.
Just spamming the Leaf Storm is still probably enough.
It's just the risk of missing.
True.
A miss would make it a lot closer than it needs to be.
What has Lars got for this?
I mean, it depends if he's got Slack Off, right? That's the last move. I don't see why you would have that.
Being able to stall out 3 offensive mons, that's asking a lot, especially when 2 of them have super effective coverage. The Protect's coming out here, stalling for time.
I don't think there's any amount of time that will stall.
Get
you a good result here. We see the Flare Blitz, though. That's interesting. So actually, I know it seems like a bit of a funny. So he's stalling out the Tailwind. Not that actually that matters, but...
No, not when you're a Slowking. It's not going to make any difference.
So we see there's the Leaf Storm miss.
And the parting shot. So,
now that parting shot might just save Rotom if there is an Ice Beam here. I would suspect it's Trick Room. But that parting shot surely all but confirms. We see the Aerodactyl. If Rotom does go down now, after missing that Leaf Storm, there's the Trick Room. Now, do you swap out the Rotom to reset the special attack drop?
Honestly, at this point, depending on whether this Slowking has Slack Off, I don't think there's anything it can do in this world to push through these teams. But we've seen crazier things happen.
I imagine it's 3 attacks. There's the Rotom switch, just as I thought it would be.
There we are, and Incineroar comes back out. no Intimidate today.
The Trick Room actually helps here because the Incin can just get the slow parting shot out again.
It can
and
indeed.
Put this thing down to -2. See the crunch? That's going to be some good chip damage. Yeah, that's good
huge
damage.
About 45%. And the defense drop. This is looking really, really rough.
I don't know if that matters, because Aerodactyl's not going to get another attack off here.
No, it's not. And this
but
should
it does
be
mean
Incineroar
does. Actually, Incineroar can just fake out. Oh, they do swap out. I wonder if Pup was predicting a Protect.
Possibly. Oh, they could have ended it on that turn with another crunch, but they were just playing it safe. And at this point, it's their game to lose. Pup gets to finish this off exactly how they want to.
Do we see the Flare Blitz disrespect? We know Incineroar lived without a parting shot, so it should live unless there is, of course, a critical hit into another Leaf Storm Mist. I think that's Lars's only win con. Oh, it absolutely
nearly enough.
Jesus Christ, Incineroar.
Absolutely. And that is going to be a Flare Blitz into the Slowking. Does it take it out? It does indeed.
Oh my goodness.
That is game 3 to Pup, and what a wonderful turnaround from what seemed like an impossible matchup.
What? I mean, who was telling me that Incineroar is washed in a VGC draft? Genuinely, I think without Incineroar, Pup would not have won this yet.
Like, Incineroar put out huge amounts of work.
Actually, that's a lie. Rotom was the MVP.
Oh yeah, Rotom absolutely handling. I think it got like 4 or 5 KOs over the 3 games, but what a wonderful performance.
And it only missed the one Leaf Storm.
Only the one.
Out of like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's strange though. As you saw, there was that weather core of the Venusaur Charizard that didn't show up even a single time here. So, you know, that is a absolutely huge call from Lars.
Yeah, because again, reflecting back on my game against Lars, I have the other Aerodactyl, and again, didn't bring any of them. So it just makes you think, could there have been something else on that bench that could have provided the support in Trick Room? Like you said, Rhyperior, for example. Rhyperior in Trick Room without the Chimecho to like stop it. Looks really good.
Did indeed.
Yes, you can intimidate it with Incineroar, but Incineroar is not going to enjoy taking a Stone Edge or an Earthquake or a high horsepower or whatever. So yeah, I wonder if we'll see the Charizard and Venusaur core when there isn't a Aerodactyl to face. But yeah, I think it was a really good game. I honestly thought after the first game, Lars was going to walk it. But
yeah, same.
Pup showed why he is, considered to be so good at this game, because
absolutely
he really turned it around. And I'll be honest, I didn't have the faith thinking Pup would do it, but he proved me completely wrong. So
no, I thought the Manectric put out too much offensive pressure versus Pup's team, but as we know, Pup is a wonderful, wonderful singles player. I'm not sure about their experience with doubles, but they've shown here they absolutely can operate in the format. Brilliantly played from both players, but incredible performance. Congratulations to Pup. Absolutely deserved victory.
Absolutely. I have no idea when the next game is meant to be.
So, the next game should be fairly soon.
Excellent.
It was scheduled for in nearly an hour's time. However, both coaches are almost ready. So we will be able to go straight into the matchup for Game 4. So for that, I believe we welcome back Shroomraven.
We certainly do. What a series that was. Jax, I don't know if Pup can do it, has got big, I don't think Sand comes or does anything energy for me.
Aged like milk, didn't it?
Hey, don't knock old milk until you try it.
I'll happily eat my humble pie.
You go ahead and do that.
It was such a good game, though. I really enjoyed that one.
Brilliant game. Well played to Pup to come back from a rocky start.
Wrong matchup. There we go. Apologies. So we have actually got the right matchup on screen now.
Wonderful.
Ah, yes. Here we go. Ellie versus Nova.
Absolutely crazy matchup looking here. 2 coaches with very unpredictable playstyles.
Oh yes. I mean, if we don't see Stunfisk versus Simipour, then they should honestly both forfeit.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just the etiquette at that point.
Quite frankly.
If
you're not bringing those, what are you doing?
I would hope after week 1, Ellie has learned a lesson and will bring Stunfisk for the rest of the season.
Oh, absolutely.
The fact that she had to forfeit game 1 because of not bringing it, you would think the lesson we learned.
We all know it's Ellie. It will turn up at some point.
Yeah, it has to. I mean, the fact it hasn't shown yet it's almost unforgivable.
Almost.
Not quite.
We'll see. But yeah, I mean, we like to sort of look at these matchups and theory craft what we think might come. But it's like we said, like, Ellie, you don't know what's going to come. Nova, you have no idea what's going to come.
I don't think Nova even knows what he's bringing, does he?
Entirely possible. And
praise
yeah,
for the Chronicle and gets given a team for each week.
yeah. Brandon, that is a regular Ordino, and it came to the last match, and it did work.
It did. Oh my god, Dave. I'm having flashbacks now.
Yeah,
What was it? Ordino, Toxapex.
yeah. It was
What-
Ordino and Sinistra on one side of the field versus Hippowdon and Toxapex on the other side of the field.
Yeah, that was not fun.
God, that was a marathon of a series. But yeah, I mean, what do we think comes here?
I feel like Drill kind of does well, but also sucks because there is a Corviknight which, kind of walls it.
The Corviknight will be here because it also kind of walls half Ellie's team.
Yeah.
So does the Milotic. Milotic looks very rough for Ellie to deal with here.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Corviknight Milotic is going to be difficult to break, especially if you've got bulky pieces like Snorlax in the back as well. That could be a problem. And then you've got the offensive pressure of Mega Gengar, you've got Oranguru doing all sorts of stuff. I actually think that Machamp looks pretty good here.
You know what beats the Corviknight Milotic core?
Yep. I sure do, Jack.
Stunfisk
I
might
sure
have some
do.
viability here. It
I
could be.
genuinely hope so.
And Ellie's shown she can use that thing this gen.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. She's not allowed to run Fisher on it, which, the organisers of the league hate fun. What can you do? We would have voted for it.
I would have voted for it. I love that stuff. Give me the Oko moves. Get rid of Bright Powder. Give me the Oko moves.
Do you think that Brandon is slagging off regular Ordino in the chat?
No, I think he was slagging off the matchup we talked about.
Oh.
Which, to be fair, a row of Z's is accurate.
Accurate,
to
yeah.
that. It was more exciting than it sounds, I'll be honest. It was a lot more exciting than it sounds. Yeah, I don't know what really to say about this matchup until we get into the six that are brought, to be honest. It's almost impossible to say.
There's lots of different options here. Sylveon looks very interesting. There's also round shenanigans with Heliolisk that could come out. So we've already seen Heliolisk do work in one set so far. Could we see it do work in another?
I mean, it's entirely possible. Being able to switch in on those powerful water moves that Ellie has got going on could pay dividends. Between like Electric Stab and Focus Blast kind of goes pretty good.
It does indeed.
I personally wonder if we're going to see the Aromatisse here.
We could see the Aromatisse. That thing running around and potentially taking big chunky iron heads and big hits from Sylveon, but versus the rest, doesn't look too terrible.
Yeah, I've seen worse matchups for
Absolutely.
Aromatisse.
I think Aromatisse or Ordino have to come and probably have Trick Room because Oranguru seems inevitable.
It does indeed. So they have to have some kind of anti-trick room measure here, whether that's resetting it themselves, whether that's trying to taunt the Oranguru. We'll have to find out.
Yeah, Trick Room on Nova's side looks fairly potent. I mean, Snorlax and Machamp between them can do a lot of good work here. That Sylveon's Hyper Voice is pretty free outside of the Mega Drill.
But there's also a Simipour, guys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Simipour has to come here. If it doesn't, then Nova is a coward.
Unironically, Simipour doesn't have the worst matchup in the world.
Yeah, it's going to have worse matchups than this. And he
Certainly
does love
gonna
using
have
his
matchups.
Simipour. He certainly does he loves using his Simipour.
Well, we're just waiting for Nova to get themselves ready. This matchup is very imminent, so very
Exciting
excited for
times.
this one. This one's our premier game of the day. The craziness of both of these coaches is going to be very entertaining. Hopefully it comes out in their playstyles.
Yes, we want shenanigans and we want fun and whimsy.
And on
Fun
that
and
note,
whimsy.
to the joy of everyone. I
These are
will
the
mute
things
myself.
that we desire from this matchup.
Catch you on the other side, Mr. Dumb Fanatic.
See you later.
And then there were two.
Yes,
Excuse
I
the
have.
fuck out of me.
He said, and then there were two.
Just because I'm here eating biscuits instead of doing any hosting. But I think Nova may have climbed back out of the toilet, so we should have a game soon.
Oh,
He's completed the plot of Flushed Away and is ready to play.
I would also personally like to thank Pup for taking that last one to a game 3 because it meant I had time for dessert.
Yeah, same here. I was
Wonderful.
still eating midway through. Oh, towards the end of game 2, I was panicking. But
Yeah, so was I. Like I just finished cooking after game 1. I was like, I'm gonna have to get through this chili rapidly, Dibs. And then it went to game 3. I was like, excellent, I've got time for cake.
Wish I had time for cake. Cake sounds great right now.
You had Chinese food. Get back in your box.
Well, Chinese and cake would have been great.
Hopefully not at the same time.
We are
It was indeed a chili speedrun.
chili speedrun.
It was indeed a chili speedrun. Yeah.
I believe we're
Where's
just
Nova?
waiting for Nova to join the room, and we should be good real soon. Is
Nova
it-
Blazer? More like Nova later.
Well,
God,
hey,
Absolutely got him.
absolutely
go.
destroyed.
I have to unmute to ask this question, right?
Yes.
I
no, he's
always
back.
read Nova's name as Nova Bladder.
I feel like that's a literacy issue. More
It
so.
is.
Nova Bladder.
Genuine skill issue.
Nova Bladder because he needs to piss off. Well, hey.
It's almost like that's
Absolutely.
not how the word bladder is spelled.
It's almost.
I know it's Nova Blader.
Kind of crazy.
He's actually really against vaccinations. He's no vax.
No vax.
Got him.
Anyway, on that note, I'll mute myself.
Get out of
should.
here.
I will also be myself because I believe the coaches are ready. So I'll hand you
alright.
over to the potentially stabler hands of Alex and Dave.
I wouldn't exactly call us stable.
Potentially is definitely the right word there.
The only thing stable about Dave is the last PPL team that he ran.
Was that stable? Oh, yeah, okay, well,
Well, hey.
that wasn't PPL.
Oh, whichever league. Was it NBC? No.
UCDL, come on now.
So many acronyms.
This guy.
Well,
Do we have
we get
technical
to
difficulties?
we get to see the lovely receptionist.
We have a few technical difficulties and that the session was interrupted, ladies and gentlemen.
It was indeed. It was.
We're sorting that out now.
They're just showing us a nice little showcase of the Mon that put in so much work in that first set.
So true.
It looks like we've sorted them all out here, so we are just about to get into the game for a second time. Hopefully it works this time and we don't get to speak to the receptionist again. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen.
So, Orangaroo, Camerupt, Mega Gengar, the Simipour is here.
The Simipour!
Stunfisk is here.
Here we are! This is what you came for. This is the entertainment.
There is also there's no Milotic, which is interesting.
That thing looked very difficult for Ellie to deal with, but Nova has been known, as we mentioned in the pre-match ramble, Nova has been known to see things other coaches don't. So, what have they seen here that we haven't?
Well, like we said, Simipour will have worse matchups than this. I get the feeling that Araquanid might need to do a fair bit of heavy lifting for Ellie.
Absolutely, yeah.
The Heliolisk, I think it's tricky because Nova's going to want that Heliolisk for the Araquanid, but it doesn't enjoy the Sand Core.
But
That's
here
certain.
we are. The game
Here we
is
go.
underway. Welcome to your final match final games of
And
the
look at the
evening.
names! Look at the names!
Oh my God.
Simipour Admirer and Stunfisk Admirer.
Fantastic. That is exactly what we are here for. We see the Sneasler Excadrill
It's
and
here.
the Simipour has showed up, ladies and gentlemen, alongside a Mega Gengar. Obviously a support Mega Gengar.
Well, yes, you want to support your main threats. That much is clear. Now, is Ellie going to respect the Simipour and go for the fake out?
On the one hand, we have One Piece nicknames. On the other hand...
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just what Ellie does. Oh dear.
Yeah. I think it's got to be Mega Ray immediately. Try and attack for Blast from Gengar if you can. fake out more and just get that drill roll into the game. I think he's got to be caught in the back.
Absolutely, yeah. Otherwise, this feels like it could be a problematic. See the mega here from Gengar. Just that little shiny coloration. I love the color of shiny Gengar. And we see fake out. Absolutely correct by Astro here. Getting the flame on Cityport. And the Shadow Ball comes out into the Sniffler slots. Big chunk of damage.
That is gold.
First blood goes to Ellie here. How does it respond to that? That is a big threat. They kind of pin these two in. But something more is still here. Still threat to send us to the draw.
Yeah, I just wonder whether Sneeze was able to take a hit subsequently from the Sneeze. Because Corviknight has to come in here. He didn't really have much of a choice. I have to imagine that it's the Helios in the back because that top two looks like a dedicated Trick Room offense core. My concern here is whether the Corviknight is going to be a bit too passive. It really kind of wants to body press into that Excadrill slot, especially if it is Helio in the back.
Absolutely. Corviknight looking like a big problem for these two that are out at the moment, so it needs to be punched through, and if Ellie hasn't brought anything for it, this could be bad, but we do see the switch here into the Tyranitar, so potentially that's 3 physical mons on the team. The high horsepower into the Simipour, which lives!
It's going to be Icy Wind. That's a nice bring. It's not going to do a whole huge amount of damage, but it might free things up for that Heliolisk, which I'm almost convinced in the back. There's a bulk up.
Oh, this is dangerous.
This could be a problem.
It could be a massive problem. As we've seen, Ellie's first 3 mons are physical. Simipour does go down, meaning that Nova is, of course, now locked into these last 3 mons, and it's the Oranguru.
Now that's interesting.
This could potentially be coaching or maybe instruct to get extra bulk ups up in 1 turn. And this could be an absolute nightmare for Ellie if she doesn't have something in the back to hit that Corviknight effectively.
Yeah, the Corviknight has become a real issue. It's going to be Mega Excadrill. Now this will do some damage.
It will indeed,
but I worry that it's just not going to do enough. I think she's just going to try and take this to a 4v1.
Absolutely. That seems like the only thing she's got right now. It goes for the Swords Dance. Okay.
That's a good bring here, because I don't know if the Corviknight will be able to. It's the body press into the T-Tar. That thing is gone.
Absolutely gone.
Is it Instruct? Is it Instruct?
Oh, it could be. And if it is, this is a huge turn for Nova. It is!
That's big. That's really big.
Does this take out the Mega Excadrill? Does it have the defense to do so? The body press comes in. Not enough.
Doesn't quite. Nice.
But what a huge turn of favor in Nova's favor here. That is huge.
The big 69 HP left on Excadrill is nice. But yeah, that was a great turn. That was a really great turn. And now in back comes the Sneasler. I mean, you've got to imagine that it's going to be a fake out into the Corviknight just to mitigate any kind of damage. And then the Excadrill should be taking out the Oranguru, unless either one of them are packing Protect. I don't know that Oranguru is going to get much more time in this game. But I think Ellie's best hope is to just take this to the 1v3, get as much damage into that Corviknight as you can, and hope that your last mon can deal with it.
Absolutely. That is all Ellie has right now. This Instruct is going to be an absolute nightmare unless it's got rid of very quickly, but a Protect would go such a long way if this Oranguru does have it. We see the fake out into the Corviknight.
There it is. Fake out into Corviknight, to be expected. And it is going to be Iron Head into the Oranguru, looking to try and take that thing out. Does he go for the Psychic move? It's Trick Room.
Trick Room. That is devastating. And Nova has turned this game on its head. The Corviknight, of course, will underspeed the 2 mons on the field. And while the Oranguru, of course, is very low health now, it is going to outspeed these two. And this could be the hugest of double body presses, taking these two out. Taking what was potentially a 4v1 situation in Ellie's favor down to a 2v1 in Nova's.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be a withdrawal from the Sneasler, looking to maintain that fake out pressure. In comes the Araquanid, looking to try and take an instructed body press. There's the
And
protect.
huge
That's a good
play.
play.
And depending on the spread, I imagine... Oh, it goes for Psychic Noise!
Good play.
Okay, and what does the Corviknight do? Do we see the Brave Bird, or is it body pressing? It's body pressing into the Excadrill, who protects itself beautifully from that. So Ellie stalling out this Trick Room, and this Oranguru is getting closer and closer to being taken out now.
Yeah, I think the issue now facing Nova is how slow is that Araquanid?
How slow is it? Because we all know Araquanid does have the lowest base speed of the Mons on the field. And it also depends on whether this is physical or special. If it's special, this Corviknight could be in a bit of trouble. But if it's physical, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's whether you want to get rid of that that Oranguru. I don't know whether you need to. Gone for the double protect, but it is going to fail as we see Liquidation come in.
Okay,
that's going to get rid of the Oranguru.
That is huge. That is fine. And the Corviknight is going to be able to get one attack off. But what is that attack going to be? It's going to be body press into the Excadrill once more. And that thing is gone.
Yeah, so now we know what Ellie's playing for here. Maintain that fake out pressure. And just try and get the liquidations in. It depends on how offensive this Spoda is. I don't know. Did we see Protect on the Corviknight yet?
I don't think we have seen Protect. We've seen Bulk Up, we've seen Body Press, but of course it's at +1, so any close combats aren't going to be doing massive damage. But does this Corviknight have enough to take potentially 3 very chunky attacks?
It is going to be Fake Out, that makes sense.
Okay,
not going to do a whole lot of damage. How much does Liquidation do? Oh, it's
Infestation! Oh, Ellie is going to try
damage.
It did literally 1 damage.
It did 1 damage.
Huge.
But this is going to rack up its leftovers. How much does that offset it?
Oh, I don't think it offsets it to about 6.25% damage a turn. So, dangerous stuff. This Infestation isn't going to be whittling it down enough with those leftovers. And this Corviknight is going sicko mode right now.
Yeah, I think that the Body Press will take out the Sneasler from here. It's going to be Liquidation. It's the slowest thing on the Trick Room.
Oh,
that does a massive amount.
That's
of crit.
That's a huge crit.
That's enormous.
We see another bulk up.
I don't know if that's the play from Nova. That crit has just changed everything.
It has indeed. And the close combat comes out. Does it take it out? Not quite, but
Not
the Infestation you would think would take it down, and Ellie has managed to crit through the absolute defensive behemoth. And looks like she's taken the game 1. That crit changed everything.
That crit has changed the entire face. I mean, that was kind of all that Ellie had. I don't know if she would have been able to power through with Close Combat and Liquidation. They're 2 very powerful attacks coming off 2 very powerful Mons. But of course, that Corviknight is incredibly bulky. So I don't know whether it would have been able to. And with only 1 turn of Trick Room left, if Nova could have made it through, then he would have started outpacing the Spider, and then it just matters whether he had any Flying Stab on there.
Absolutely. The Brave Bird chip as well. Depends on whether a +2 Brave Bird. It probably does take out Araquanid, but the recoil from taking out, the big threat there might have put it in range. But, of course, Ellie goes 1-0 up in the set. Can Nova turn it back around in Game 2?
Remains to be seen. 1-0 up is Ellie, but of course, realistically, she doesn't win that because she didn't bring Stunfisk.
Of course.
So, will she redeem herself by bringing Stunfisk in this game? I mean, genuinely, the amount of trouble that Corviknight caused, we could well see the Stunfisk in the back, as it were. But yeah, it's what does Nova do to change things here? Because Camerupt does not look great into this matchup. And Heliolisk also doesn't look the best, so he may just have to make the best of what he's got here.
Absolutely. I think Camerupt, if you can get a Trick Room up, can do a significant amount of work, just because the ground stab is super effective against 5 of the 6 Mons Ellie has here. Of course, Delphox notwithstanding, but it could be an idea here. But we are going to see whether the Stunfisk and the Simipour admirers are going to get another great game here for us today.
It's Heliolisk and Oranguru coming in versus... It's the same lead. It's Excadrill and it's Sneasler. So, Not an amazing lead from Nova's side of things.
No.
I wonder what he's going to be able to do here, because I don't know that Heliolisk is going to be able to withstand anything from these two, because that could just be fake out into high horsepower, and that's Heliolisk gone unless it's quite bulky and has a shooker, and even then I don't think it's going to work.
Well, we do see the turn 1 Mega get the Mega Excadrill on the field and prevent those protects from preventing damage. And what is Nova going to do? We're going to see the protect out here from the Heliolisk. But, of course, Mega Excadrill can go straight through that. The double protect turn 1 versus the piercing drill. Obviously, it's going to prevent the fake out, but it's not going to prevent this Excadrill from high horsepowering it.
Does prevent a little bit of that damage, of course, with piercing drill not fully doing the amount of damage it could. And we do see a Citrus Berry coming through on the Heliolisk. I wonder whether the play was to Psychic Noise into the Sneasler there. Just make sure that thing is off the field as something that can at least deal neutral damage to that Corviknight later on down the line.
Unless Nova sees the Sneasler as an opportunity to start bulking up on later on down the line. However, that turn 1 was objectively pretty damn good for Ellie.
Yeah, she's gotten off to a really nice start here. We don't really get to see anything of what the Heliolisk can do, and the Sneasler is very likely to outspeed it. I mean, I don't see any worlds where that doesn't happen. It's going to be Ally Switch.
Ally Switch, what a wonderful bring on the Heliolisk here, potentially throwing whatever this target was into disarray. We see the Dire Claw into the Oranguru. Do we get a Poison Touch?
Better than a sleep.
Much better than a sleep for Nova. And a Swords Dance coming out here, so the Ally Switch does not really affect too much in the end. But the Trick Room goes up, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it does allow that Trick Room to go up, which means the Sneasler is not looking amazing. I could well see the Sneasler switching out into the Tyranitar here, if she has that. But that Excadrill has not taken a single point of damage. And unless you're looking at Focus Blast on the Heliolisk, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot to it. We do see the switch outs from the Sneasler. It's the Stun Fist!
Here it is, baby! The Psychic Noise going in and doing a clean 34 points of damage to this behemoth that has come in. And the High Horsepower takes out the Heliolisk here. Wonderful swap from Ellie. And the Fisk is in, baby!
This is what you came for, ladies and gentlemen. This is the content that you were here to see. This is a very, very tough spot for Nova to be in. The Heliolisk is down. The Oranguru is getting chunked by that poison and has taken a big hit already from that Dire Claw. Ellie still has everything in the back and one thing yet to reveal. There is a Trick Room up, which is important to note. If it is that Camerupt in the back, that could do a lot of damage to the Excadrill, but we do know that it has Protect.
We do indeed, and if it's not Camerupt, then the other ones left are not really going to appreciate what's here. But here it is, the Camerupt is here, Magnus the Camerupt, the lovely shiny coloration here. And it looks like it could put out some big damage, especially into the Excadrill slot. But as we've seen, Ellie does pack Protect on this thing.
Yeah, it is Mega Camerupt unless it's packing Earthquake with the Oranguru having the telepathy ability. It won't be able to hit both things. We are going to see a Mega on that beautiful shiny. Love a bit of shiny Camerupt going on here. Is it going to be able to turn the tides back in Nova's favour? We're going to find out right now. It is the Protect on Excadrill. Figured that might be coming out, but can Nova afford to leave it alone? It's Eruption. This is going to hurt.
It's going to hurt.
I think Stunfist takes it.
It takes it, and it takes it ladies and gentlemen. And
there's
Yawn comes out.
Yawn from the fish. Knows that that's the threat on the Trick Room, and she can't Protect again. That's a very, very good bring. It's going to be Instruct again, though.
Ooh, wonderful play here. The Instruct is going to get this thing doing another one. Of course, protecting here from the Excadrill, but this might be time for the Fisk to leave the field.
I hope
it isn't!
It's not!
It lives!
No shot!
Expertly EV'd from Ellie here, taking 2 full power eruptions from a Mega Camerupt. What a showing from the Fisk!
That is quite spectacular. Now, does the Excadrill go for the double Protect? Because
we saw it last turn. I don't know if it will work. It might have put Ellie off doing it.
we've got 2 turns left of Trick Room. That is potentially 4 eruptions coming in. Now, the Tyranitar will take that very handily. In fact, anything Ellie might have in the back will take an eruption okay. Except for the Sneasler, of course, which will just explode.
Yeah.
We are going to see a withdrawal on the Excadrill. It is the Delphox. That
here
makes
is
sense. This thing will
Die
take
of the
it
Delphox.
handily.
Wonderful. And protect from the Fisk. It's staying for another turn, baby.
But the Camerupt is going to go to sleep after this. How well can Delphox take this hit?
It takes it very well indeed.
It is going to take the second one. We
And it
do
is-
see
yeah.
an Instruct.
So this is 4 full power eruptions that Ellie has had to face over these 2 turns. 2 of them have been protected by, but firstly the Excadrill and now the Stunfisk. But this Delphox is now down to 32 health.
It's a close one. I mean, this is very good damage. There is a world where there's Gengar in the back, and with enough chip damage onto everything, is there a chance that Gengar can do this? I don't know.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the Excadrill being fully healthy at this point, it's not taking a single tick of damage. Mega Gengar finishing this off. Looks like it's not even Mega Gengar, it's regular Gengar. But Protect comes out from the Delphox here. And of course, the Camerupt is just going to try and wake itself up. But Earth Power from the Fisk, doing
That
a
does so much
clean
damage.
55% damage.
And its Protect
And the-
hasn't gone for the Stunfisk.
Ellie
Hasn't
has
gone
called that
for the
perfectly.
Stunfisk.
Wonderful Protect there, but the Trick Room's gone now. And now it's Ellie's turn to strike.
Do we see an offensive move into Oranguru, and are we going to see Stunfisk get a kill?
We might just. Is Stunfisk going to get itself on the board?
That would be outstanding if it does. Let's have a look and see. The Trick Room is gone, and it is going to be Psychic Noise into the Delphox. It's going to live it, you know.
Lives. Huge investment here on the Delphox. It is naturally bulky, but it took that so well. But here it is! The Earth Power takes out the
Stunfisk
Mega
gets a
Camerupt!
KO.
Stunfisk
That's
gets
huge.
a KO!
And the fact that Delphox hasn't gone, does that mean Delphox has gone for Trick Room?
It could do.
It sure
it
does.
is. And Stunfisk is not done yet, ladies and gentlemen. It's not
Stunfisk
done
is looking
yet.
like the fastest thing on the field right now.
It's
Hikimara's going to go down to the Poison.
So now we're in a 4v1 situation here. What does Nova have in the back? Can Nova take this?
Can anything... It's going to be the Corviknight.
Oh, the Corviknight left against... Oh, this is gonna be... It's gonna be difficult because the Corviknight, of course, cannot be touched by the Excadrill. Matches up very well versus the Sneasler. But these 2 mons here are a right nightmare for it.
I think the fact that Delphox... It's going to be Yawn. That's a great
Wonderful play. And here we are. That is an excellent play.
It's Body Press. I don't know if that was the right target. I wonder if the Delphox even had a Fire-type move.
It might not, especially being Trick Room. And that Corviknight now being on a timer is huge. And Hay Fever, the Sneasler, is going to protect this Stunfisk by going for the Fake Out. And Stunfisk is going to get off 2 huge attacks here. Is Ellie going to play for the Stunfisk second KO?
I think she does. And the thing is, I think she can. I think she can afford to.
She's played so well in this game, she's allowed herself that right. The Fake Out comes in, preventing the Corviknight from doing anything this turn. And Stunfisk goes for the Thunderbolt.
That does so
Big
much
damage.
So very much damage. And it's the flinch from Fake Out, of course. We knew that was going to happen.
We did indeed. And I think now it's just going to be Sneasler and Stunfisk playing to beat this bird up.
Yeah. I think the only time Ellie's going to take here is deciding which of Sneasler's moves won't KO the Corviknight. I think she wants to give it to Stunfisk, and I don't blame her.
I think she deserves that right. Hopefully she doesn't mess around too much and allow this back into the game, but the Thunderbolt comes in from Stunfisk.
So much damage.
So much.
Show us Diaclaw. Show us Diaclaw. Show us Diaclaw.
Show us Diaclaw.
She's gone for the post combat.
Dear. You know
Give
what? Valid.
Sneasler the KO, that makes sense.
And ladies
Corviknight's
and
going to
gentlemen,
go down.
that is your final game here, and we have just seen some absolute cinema. The only set here that has only had 2 games, the only one that didn't go to a game 3, and what a treat you have been treated to here. Stunfisk Gaming, and a wonderful 2-0 victory from Ellie here. Expertly played. Dave, what a game!
I mean, what more can you even say about that? We saw some brilliant stuff on Nova's side. I mean, it's not every day that you're going to see Simipour and the Mega Camera-Ups coming. I mean, he put himself in a really good position. That Oranguru was a sleeper agent for him. Like, again, it's one of those mons that's going to take no glory from this battle, but it was what was allowing him to get himself back into it with that Instruct into the body press, into the Eruption. But we say it as a meme about the Stunfisk, but genuinely that thing was heroic for Ellie. The yawns were so well timed, and just the amount of damage it could genuinely put out was fantastic. And I mean, she's in the call. Let's let her speak for herself.
Let's fucking go, Stunfisk! Let's go!
There you go. Well played. Well played.
Thank you so much.
Really well played game.
On that Delphox turn, I went through the 7 stages of grief because I actually meant to click Imprison just to show off the funny tech.
Yeah.
I clicked by complete accident, but it worked out because
It did.
Stunfisk did its thing. So
I genuinely thought for a second there that you were going to go for Dire Claw onto the Corviknight, just to let Stunfisk get a second.
I meant to click upper hand, but I fucked it up. I was like, oh, I can click upper hand and show the tech, and then I just didn't click it. But yeah, what a
Fair
fun
enough.
game. It's always such a pleasure to play Nova. What a go.
Absolute legend. Not to take anything away from Nova, because obviously you know, very well played to yourself, and it is fair to say there was a pretty huge crit in game 1 that could really have changed the tide of this game. But despite that, you navigated that second game brilliantly. So props to both of you for putting on an excellent show for us here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, really well played. That crit, like you say, that crit was really rotten for Nova. Super unfortunate, but you know, sometimes it just be the game we play. You know.
It do.
You do indeed.
Absolutely. I mean, we've all been there when you're getting yourself nice and set up, you feel safe, and then the game says, actually, you're not. Yeah, very tough. A very tough crit to come through here. I wonder whether the Corviknight had enough in it to take those repeated hits. You know, close combat, it's a +1 at the time. It was going to get to +2, but it would have been at about 50%, I think. And then you've still got to take another liquidation into close combat, and it's whether he could have ridden out the storm. I don't know if Roost was on there.
It did have Roost.
Oh wow! So maybe it could have pulled it
That's
back.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's really
he may
tough.
well have been able to.
But
He may well have been able to.
I don't
But
think anything
them's the
can be,
breaks, I guess.
nothing can be taken away from game 2. Like the playing around the eruptions and the instruct, so you had double eruptions. Stunfisk living on 2. Like there was
Stunfisk
just
the absolute goat.
Absolutely put on a show.
it was
here.
fantastically played around those. Not losing a piece to eruption at all during that time as well was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I actually thought that me living was bad because I couldn't come in and fake out an attack, but then it still worked out in the end. So
It did.
yeah. Fucking crazy plays from Stunfisk there.
I've just seen, because Nova has posted a little picture of his notes during the game, and he's written on the notes, Stunfisk, and then there's an arrow pointing to it saying, biggest threat.
Not wrong.
Yeah, he gets it.
He gets it.
He gets it. I'm pretty sure he has written that on potentially toilet roll.
It's either toilet roll or kitchen. I've been staring at it.
Roll, yeah.
I've been trying to work
does
out
look
if
like
it's kitchen
toilet
roll
roll.
or toilet roll, and I can't work it out.
There's a world where that's toilet roll. I respect it.
I respect that so much.
I like how he's written Mega Delphox as well. I'm not Mega Delphox. I'm just regular old Delphox.
I mean, if you had megged it, he wouldn't have complained.
True.
Should have thought ahead.
Free breaking
I
of the
like-
rules, let's go.
I like how I brought Mono Resist Berry and a Focus Sash, and none of those came into play because of fucking Unnerve, which I completely forgot about. I was like, hang on, why did my keycard just die? I was going for Smackdown on that turn. I was so mad. I was like, no, I didn't get to show my funny tech.
Yeah, that is a wonderful bring with the Unnerve there, because people typically just look at people just look at that thing and think, oh, it's just mirror armor, not like completely forgetting it has that as an ability.
Yeah, that was yeah, really great bring from Nova there. But Stunfisk, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough. Stunfisk is the GOAT.
It is indeed.
The Tyranitar not activating its Choppleberry, that area was in fact cleared.
Oh boy, it sure was. What a fun game. I hope you guys.
What a great match. Absolutely.
We have had 4 wonderful, wonderful matchups here. Every single one of them has been so close, and both coaches in every single game have shown us some real cool tech and some great showcases of skill. So thank you very much for all of our combatants tonight. You've all been wonderful.
And thank you very much to all of our casters for tonight for jumping back in, especially you, Alex, who had 3 on your return.
I did indeed.
You all did a fantastic job. And, well, I assume you did a fantastic job on my game. I had to take my headset off so I couldn't hear anyone. So I'm going to assume that you did a fantastic job. For all I know, you could have just said nothing the entire time and I would have not been any the wiser.
Oh, no, we were speaking the entire time. We were talking Spanish. Is that going to be okay?
No, that's absolutely fine. That's better, if anything.
Okay.
But just to not drag this on for too long, thank you all for coming out. At one point, we actually had 16 viewers, which I think is a new record for my channel, which is crazy.
Hell yeah.
So thank you all for joining us. Thank you to the coaches and the casters. And yeah, we'll see you again, hopefully around the same time, because actually this has been ideal time-wise. And yeah, hopefully for some more fantastic games. We'll see you all then.
Catch you later.
Everyone.
Thanks for